Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2025 Englewood Beach Waterfest presented by North Myrtle Beach RV and Resort. Mike Kowalski, Matt Trujillo. Sorry we were standing for the national anthem, watching my kid hit a baseball.
A lot of things going on here, quite a bit.
In a very short amount of time. And a public announcement, my son just got on first base, whether it's a Steeler walk. Don't know, we'll find out later. Anyway, welcome back. Second day of racing here. As Ray said, this is for all of the marbles. World Championships, National Championships being crowned today right here off the beautiful beaches of Englewood, Florida. Matt, an exciting day of racing yesterday. One of our teams that flipped over will make it, one of them won't.
Yeah, that's correct. We're going to get the Cortez Cove Fountain Racing V-Bottom out there.
Okay. Did we find out what happened to them yesterday?
Pardon?
Did we find out what happened to them yesterday?
I did find out a little bit. The owner of the boat, Simon Williams, reached out and told me, I'm going to take a quick look because he caught me off guard here, and I apologize for that.
Well, Jackhammer was our first boat to flip over yesterday in our first race of the day. Went over just outside the dogleg. Talked to Connor Langheim this morning, and that boat will race today. So they were able to, the crew at Manatee Marine was able to get that boat going and running, and it will be out there racing again today. The second boat that flipped over, Good Boy Vodka Go GPS, will not race today. They were unable to get that boat going, unfortunately.
But the other boat that's co-owned by Simon Williams, they got a little help from Herb Stotler and Race Winning Brands, and they loaned him a flywheel and a crash box.
Oh, wow.
That's the kind of sportsmanship you see in offshore racing at its best.
You're right. During our post-race celebration last night at the Waverly, Billy Glick did tell me they blew a crash box. And I said, how did you do that? And he goes, I don't know. I said, they don't blow. And he goes, I know.
We had a post-race celebration last night?
Yes. If you don't remember, I'm sorry. Anyway, it was a great time last night. Good racing yesterday. Going to be great racing today. We'll have one more class out here that was not here yesterday, and that will be the Mod V single-engine 30-foot canopied boats. They will be racing today. And as we go down our schedule, first race is going to be bracket class 400, 500, and Cat 300. Second race is going to be bracket class 600, 700, and that's where they will race Mod V. Third race of the day will be Super Stock. That's going to be for all the marbles. Yesterday you saw 2 heat races in Super Stock. Today it will be 1 race with all 11 boats as they qualified in their positions yesterday. Fourth race is going to be Bracket 200 and Factory Stock, and our final race of the day will be Super V and Class 1. As you mentioned, Cortez Cove able to make the start today in Super V, hopefully.
You know, another interesting story, and it comes out of our first race today, the Bracket 400 race. Jimmy Wetzel caught up with me yesterday. He's the owner of the Miss Stress boat. They blew an engine in Clearwater.
Okay.
And Muscle Marine sourced them an engine in 4 days. They dressed it and put it in and basically worked round the clock to be here.
That's awesome.
Pretty incredible stuff.
That's what it takes to do it. You got to have that sort of commitment and that sort of dedication. Remember, all of us, including your announcers, have full-time jobs away from doing this. Very few people do this for a living. In fact, almost nobody really does it for a living. There are some larger teams that do it. But all of us have full-time jobs that we do. As I mentioned to you, I flew here, got here at 8 o'clock on Friday night. I fly out 6:30 on Monday morning. I'll be back at my desk by 9 o'clock.
This is a fraction of what I do for a living, but it counts, I think.
It does. No, it does, for sure. It's work. But it's fun. It's a good, fun work. Always have a good time coming to towns just like Englewood and all over the country that we get to travel to. So what we're waiting for, as you see on our start-finish boat directly off the beach, our scorers are now getting dropped off. Scorers are people that count the boats as they actually go by to make sure anybody doesn't cheat or cut laps or anything like that. So they're getting delivered. Then we will get Angel 1 up in the air. I saw the Manatee helicopter was flying around, and we already have boats on the north end of the course.
Well, you know, as you can see from the broadcast, the day is substantially different.
Matt, why don't you take us through the laps for bracket classes 400, 500, and Cat 300, please?
Yeah, the Bracket 200 class, 400 class, and 500 class, as all of the bracket classes, with the exception of, all of them are going to do 4 laps today. The Cat 300 class is going to do 3, and I did misspeak. I apologize. Bracket 700 is going to do 3 laps today.
Okay. Yeah, Sunday laps. It's the column next to Saturday.
So, I'm sorry, Michael.
That's okay. I looked at it the wrong way, too, and then I just happened to look over the other direction.
Let me do that again, folks. Bracket 200 is going to be 6 laps. Bracket 400, the class I just talked about, 500. Bracket 5 laps, Bracket 500 going to do 4 laps. Bracket 600 going to do 4. Bracket 700 going to do 3. And Cat 300, which is not a bracket class, it's a spec class, but it's on the same list, is going to do 3.
They didn't make it confusing with bracket 400 doing 5 and bracket 500 doing 4.
Well, it's a mouthful of marbles.
That
is
at
what
all,
that
right?
is.
No, not by any means. So
anyway, hope it didn't confuse the fans too much this morning. I'll do more of that later.
That's okay. We're going to run more laps than what we did yesterday, with the exception of a couple of classes. We're going to have 2 helicopter view fuels that will take place. We'll get 2 races in, race 1 and race 2. Then we'll helicopter view fuel. That takes about 30 minutes, and then we'll get 2 more races in. And we'll do helicopter refuel, and then race number 5, last race of the day. Again, that will be Super V and Class 1. My most exciting race of the day, actually my most 2 exciting races of the day are probably going to be race 3 and race 4. That's Super Stock and Factory Stock, the 2 most crowded classes here. Super Stock qualifying was interesting yesterday. I thought about this morning. The boats that you and I picked to win came 1-2 and 1-2 in both races.
And the interesting thing about Super Stock today, it is literally one race for the World Championship.
Yep.
Factory Stock is both races count, yesterday's and today. But the Super Stock guys, because of the size of their class, they had to split into 2 heats, and made more sense to qualify that way. And so today, it is a one-race World Championship for Super Stock. I don't know that I've seen that before.
No, I have not. Usually it's 2 days of racing, but with 11 boats to make the start grid a fair, an equal opportunity employer, for a lack of better terms, they broke it down into qualifying heats, and that allowed teams to pick, get starting positions without having to draw cards or how they finished at their last race. It just was a complete reset to get to your race today to be able to get your pole position.
Well, and if you think about it, based on Superstock's current population of 15 to 16 teams, we could have had 3 heats yesterday.
Yep.
And we could have 15 boats out there today. We don't. We have a very healthy, I believe it's 10 still?
11.
11.
11 Super Stocks, yep.
It's a big fleet.
It is a big fleet. Not the biggest we've had all season, but definitely big enough here.
No.
I talked to Cole Leibel and Gary Ballou this morning. They're of the green livery boat Ray Marine. They were very confident and happy with their setup. And then we talked to Jay Muller and Chris Hopgood just before walking out into the beach here. And I asked Jay, who throttled WHM, I said, did you make any setup or changes or anything? He said, no. He said, the only thing that helped me figure out was the dog leg and just how to get from that dog leg down to the northern turn. He goes, I knew once I'd been out there, I kind of knew you could just kind of run straight to it. You didn't really have to make a big turn to go around it. And he said that was an advantage. But he said as soon as you got in that boat and got it up on plane to run it, he said it knew it was going to be perfect, and it was. So Celsius won our Heat 1 yesterday, and Ray Marine won Heat 2.
The races yesterday were short for Superstock, but so they were tight in the beginning. But both the teams that won, Ray Marine and darn it, I'm blanking.
Celsius.
Yeah, they walked away. Celsius walked away from the fleet.
They did.
Ray Marine walked away from the fleet. It was a really impressive showing. Equally impressive today. We had clouds yesterday, as you can see from the broadcast. We don't have any of them today.
Not
it
one.
is cool, and this is kind of weather that brings people to Florida, I think.
Now, if you look out on the horizon, you actually can see waves a little bit further out. So a lot of teams think that the outer leg of this course is probably going to be rougher than the inside leg. Up along the beach here, we don't see that groundswell that we were seeing yesterday, but I do think it's going to be a little bit further out. And I think they're going to have to contend with rougher water conditions than they probably imagined. A lot of teams, I think, are setting up very similar to what they had yesterday. I don't think there's going to be any real big changes. Mod V is going to also be an interesting race because this is a winner-take-all race for the World Championship this weekend. So it's going to be a really exciting time. 3 boats in Mod V. North Myrtle Beach RV and Resort is going to be on the pole. Boatfloater.com is going to be in the middle. And El Bandito Tequila with Britt Lilly throttling in place of Steve Miklos will be on the outside.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen Britt Lilly in a Mod V boat. And
been a while since
he was in one yesterday,
too.
But they raced in bracket 200. They kind of made a fun day out of it.
Yeah, they did. And Britt definitely told me, he said there were parts of the course where we could keep up with them and run with them. They didn't have a GPS in the boat. I mean, they weren't going to try to run breakouts or anything like that. They just wanted to go out there. They didn't get to test the boat on Friday. Britt couldn't get in until late Friday, so they were unable to test. So they used the Class 2 race yesterday, as an opportunity to go out and run that boat. So we'll see how they do today. Mod V is going to be very, very exciting. Boatfloater.com is the oldest boat in this fleet, in the entire Mod V fleet, and you're only looking at 3 of about 11 here. And they have had a fantastic season. They were your Monster Energy Triple Crown winners of the 2025 inaugural Triple Crown Series. They were able to win that. They won in New Orleans. So the Kildall, Stephen Kildall, the father-son team, have really found some speed in that older boat. They do have a new one being built by LSB in Arnold, Maryland. But they've really gotten that old Extreme, Extreme running super good.
And we stopped by there a couple times yesterday and talked to them. And I mean, they were being very cool and having a good time, but they really looked like they wanted to be out racing
Oh,
yesterday.
yeah, I don't think
sitting in the pits all day didn't seem that much fun.
Yeah, I don't think they liked having the afternoon off, so I definitely think they wanted to do something. So right now we have boats that are milling off to the north end of the course. Milling means they are waiting for the pace boat. Pace boat 1 with Jim Jackson, official starter for offshore powerboat racing and APBA Offshore. We'll make sure he has all of his boats there. We put our infrastructure in place, and we will go racing. Bracket classes 400, 500, and Cat 300 today. In bracket class 400, we have boat number 407, Team UK, Andrew Foster, James Norville. We have, sorry, my sheet's not in order. Boat 404, SimmonsMarine.com, Jake Coons, Jason Zolecki. They were your winners yesterday in bracket class 400. And we have, there's more of them. Miss Tress, boat number 426, Jimmy Wessel and Bruce Dudley, the team you mentioned just as we went live about what they had to go through after Clearwater, Florida. So those are your bracket 400 teams. Simmons took the win yesterday. Miss Tress came in second, and Team UK came in third. They actually DNF. They were unable to finish the race. Bracket class 500, boat number 511, Tunnel Vision, took the win yesterday. Mike McLaughlin and Robert Bryan on board. Boat number 528, Hammerhead, Larry James and Don Jackson took second place, rather. Boat 577, Yabba Dabba Doo, Brian Unger and J.D. Vines took third. And boat 588, Fuel1Team.com, took fourth after they broke out of their speed bracket. Mentioned that yesterday. We'll talk about bracket class again racing, but that's what happens when you break out.
Yes, it does.
You get relegated to the back.
It's easy to break out. We talked about that a lot yesterday. It's very easy to break out of your speed bracket, and the rules changed a while back, so there is no do-over. You don't get a grace period. You don't get 5 seconds. You get nothing. You break out, you're done.
There is no buffer, for a lack of better terms.
No mulligans.
Just got word from Chief Referee Val Fiorillo that we are waiting on Jackhammer to come out. Remember, Jackhammer was our boat that flipped over in Cat 300 yesterday. Talked to Brad Christopher. Oh, there's Jackhammer right there, Val.
There it is.
All right, so we got them in place. So Jackhammer made their way out. Remember, this boat flipped right where they are yesterday.
Really, right where they are right now.
Literally right where they are yesterday, and they were able to put that boat back together and come out here and race. And that's a testament to Manatee Marine, the Maldonados, the Langheims, the partners in that facility up in Palmetto. To take that boat back and get it ready to run and race today is a true feat.
Well, and you have to imagine that Julian was coming from a wedding.
Yep.
He probably didn't really feel like doing that, and want to hang out and rest a little bit. Been a wedding.
I saw him at the driver's meeting. Did you sleep last night? He goes, "Yeah, I'm good." Oh, okay. I thought you had been awake all night.
Which means he could have been awake all night.
He could have been awake all night. He's a young guy. He doesn't need sleep.
He's tough.
Not until you get into your 40s do you really need a significant amount of sleep. But Jackhammer making their way. So there are other boat in Cat 300. Cat 300, we have Lanier Custom Boats. They took your win yesterday, Sean Lanier and Mike Bethan. And then Jackhammer, Connor Langheim, and Brad Christopher were in the boat yesterday. And I believe it should be Ricardo in the boat today, right?
Yes.
So they will get up with their group and be ready to start. First start yesterday was bracket class 400. Second start yesterday was bracket class 500, and Cat 300 was our third start. So I imagine I didn't write down our starting order today, but I imagine it'll be similar to what we saw yesterday as we get ready to go racing for the first time. 2025 Englewood Beach Waterfest, presented by North Myrtle Beach RV and Resort and Dry Dock Marina. Beautiful place there in North Myrtle Beach. Of course, we are the North Myrtle Beach broadcast booth today, Matt, as they were kind enough to hook us up with a tent and keep us fair-skinned people out of the sun.
Well, it's probably not relevant to anybody but us, but we have a gigantic tent now. We're in the shade. It's funny, in journalism, if you write a weather lead, usually it's thought of as a pretty weak lead, but today is one I might take a chance on. The weather is just absolutely perfect here, and makes me want to move here.
Yeah, nope, very nice.
Leave Cape Coral and move to Englewood Beach.
Give a shout-out to Unscene Productions. They are the production company bringing you this race live today, so thank you to Dave and his entire staff. Did a great job yesterday. Dave did question the size of our tent this morning, though. He wondered what happened to it when he got here. I said it grew last night. It gained about 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Hey, we have space. We can spread out now, and he doesn't have to worry about the poles in the shot like he did yesterday.
Yeah, we're still sitting 6 inches from each other, so what do you know?
Yeah, it's like sitting inside of a bat boat. We'd actually be a little bit closer if we were inside of one of those. Okay, so Jackhammer's made their way out. Angel 1 is hovering over. It looks like the boats are starting to line up. They are. This should be bracket class 400 in the first start. Simmons, Team Miss Dress.
Yeah, they're coming down.
and Team UK going to take the start here behind the contender white pace boat. Jim Jackson will hold the flag until he makes sure the racers are lined up. We are currently under a yellow flag. He is waiting for the boats to get in a line. They have to maintain 100 feet behind the pace boat. I'm sorry, we're starting bracket class 500 and 400 in this race. I apologize. So
correct.
400 is going to be on the inside, 500 is going to be on the outside. As we are still under a yellow flag. Still yellow flag. He's waiting for those bracket class 500 boats to catch up, I think. There's a green flag. We're going racing. First time today. Sunday in Englewood.
Oh, my goodness. Straight from the 80s.
Yeah, buddy. Let's see how they do. Good start for Team UK. That Phantom canopied boat out in the lead in bracket class 400, but I expect Simmons to catch right up with him. There is Tunnel Vision. They are running with fuel1team.com. As they run away from you, Cat 300 will be the next group to get up on plane, and they will start behind this group. Bracket class racing, these boats are limited to speed. They cannot go above a set speed number, so the throttlemen are going to watch a GPS on the dash of the boat. Bracket class 500 is 75 miles an hour. Bracket class 400 is 85 miles an hour. As they head into the first turn, must maintain their lane through the first turn. Looking at our shot there on our screen, Matt, it looks like Simmons has picked up right where they left off yesterday and taken the lead in bracket class 400. Right now the race is in 500 between Tunnel Vision and fuel1team.com. These boats are not hopping around as much on this straightaway as they were yesterday.
No, they're not.
So let's see when they turn and head to that dogleg, let's see what they do. Cat 300 has started, and Jackhammer already out to a very early lead.
Way out.
Lanier Custom Boats is really slow and plowing a lot of water off their front. I think they may have some sort of a problem right off of the gate. So I don't know how that would work for scoring, because that would be one DNF versus another DNF. So then that would go down to who had the quickest lap time, I believe.
Yeah, there's something distinctly wrong with Lanier, and it looks like they're pulling in to the inside of the course. I could be wrong, but
maybe. I mean, they're definitely not picking. They're not flying at all. The boat is plowing through the water, so they're not getting the RPMs. Not sure what's going on, but we'll see if we can get some sort of an update from race control. Back to the first start. Bracket classes 400 and 500. Simmons jumped into the lead in 400.
I believe Simmons is the largest boat in his class.
34-foot Phantom, I believe you're right.
I think they need every inch of that today, and it sure did yesterday. They were connected to the water when their competition was not.
Yeah, you look at what you see. It definitely, on our screen, it's definitely not as rough on the outside leg as it was yesterday. Jason Zalecki and Jake Coombs, remember, we kind of teased them yesterday about making a 34-foot Phantom do a wheelie, but they were able to keep the boat in the water. But the bracket class 500 boats, they're jumping around a little bit more, but the Simmons Phantom is definitely running flat and level as they go through the dog leg. So bracket class 400 running 5 laps, 500 running 4. I'm sorry. See, I did it too. Bracket class 400 running 5 laps, bracket class 500 running 4 laps today. Now, who is in the lead in 500? Oh, wow, that looks like Team Fuel1.com. They are in the lead. Tunnel Vision is currently in second. Looks like Hammerheads is in third. And Yabba Dabba Doo is in fourth.
Yeah, I just got a report from photographer Pete Bowden. He is on the start-finish boat, and he's saying it's 1-2 on the outside, whereas as the day ended yesterday, we were at 1-3 rollers. So
okay.
You're right. It's down a bit from yesterday, Mike.
But race producer Ray LaBadie said the wind is supposed to shift and come out of the west, and they said that pushes the water up on the beach and will make it a little bit rougher. So we'll kind of time that to see when it's going to happen. Looks like Team UK is down before they enter the northern turn off a plane. Just out of our camera view there, so not sure what happened to them. Simmons comes around the corner. This will complete lap number one of 5 here in Englewood. A lot of teams making their way out to the beach now, checking out the conditions before they go race. Jason Zalecki from Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. Jake Coons from Ohio. This boat normally run by Jim Simmons, but Mr. Simmons is getting a little bit up there, I think, in age. And while he hasn't declared that he's done racing, I think he's just taking a little bit of a break, trying not to beat himself up too bad. But Simmons is leading in bracket class 400.
Yeah, it looks like we have the whole Wozencraft team out on the beach checking it out right now. And there goes Simmons in front of us, clearly well ahead of his nearest competitor.
All right, they complete lap number 1. Here comes Fuel1Team.com. They are leading in bracket class 500 over Tunnel Vision. Now, Damon Murata is known as the breakout king. They called him at the drivers' meeting. So if you're Tunnel Vision, right, and Tunnel Vision, a team, talked to Robert Bryant yesterday. They run dead on their number. I mean, he ran 75.00 yesterday, which is kind of almost unprecedented, really. It's very hard to do. Normally you're running 74.8, 74.9, just a tick below that 75 number. And since they're really good and consistent on their numbers, they may automatically be thinking, look, he broke out, right? He's stretched it way out in front of us. There's no let's just wait back here and run our race and not get involved with him.
He doesn't give himself any room for error, though, does he?
Who's that?
On the number, running that way, right on the number.
No, not by any means, and that's why he was so kind of blown away with what he did. All right, Jackhammer continues to lead in Cat 300. I do not see Lanier Custom Boats anywhere. Much better day for this Jackhammer team. This is much more, much friendlier Cat 300 water, we'll call it. They're not getting thrown around like they were yesterday.
Yeah, they look very connected on the outside leg, which as we watched them yesterday, it looked like they were getting less and less connected, and finally they became less connected.
Yeah, Cat 300, Lanier Custom Boats, I think they are probably out of the race. Have not seen them come back by. They struggled with a start. Ray, come back over here. All right, Jackhammer enters the northern turn. They lead in Cat 300. Matt, I'm going to have a quick word with Ray. Ray, you can call stuff.
You got it, Mike. Looks like we're looking at Simmons right now, coming down the back straight, ahead of everybody. Nobody else is in the frame. It's just the smoothest running boat out there right now. There's Lanier again.
Yep, there is
into
Lanier.
The frame. So they're still out on the course, which seems to help, for at least a little bit of competition.
It could be,
in Cat
look,
300.
They could be doing math. They could be running points. I think they know what they're doing. They just got to go out there. They got to make a lap. They got to start. Maybe they're thinking if Jackhammer doesn't finish because of a mechanical issue, and I would say there's a 50-50 chance that could possibly happen to Jackhammer. Again, that boat flipped over yesterday, and they were able to get it running today, or for today's race, rather. Simmons gets ready to go around the bracket class 300. Got to thank our live stream sponsors, North Myrtle Beach RV and Resort, the Minnesota Group, Cyrus Racing Performance Marine, Englewood Glass and Mirror, Fire Up Grill, and Luke Brothers Construction.
Luke Brothers Construction. And let's not forget Unscene Productions.
Yep.
Taking care of us and giving us all these great images and place to work.
Bracket class 500. Fuel One Team continues to lead in 500. Tunnel Vision in second. Hammerhead is in third. And like I said, Tunnel Vision is a team that's on their number, so it'd be interesting to see what they're saying to each other inside the boat right now. If they're saying, let's just hold back, let's not run, let's not go chase them down and run the risk of breaking out and then coming in last place. Here is Yabba Dabba Doo. They are currently running in fourth place in bracket class 500. Of course, they finished third yesterday after the breakout.
There's a nice image of Jackhammer coming through.
Yep. That boat is for sale. That's an Argo-built hull with a skater catamaran canopy glassed onto the top of it. And as I mentioned, put together by Manatee Marine up in Palmetto, Florida. Simmons Marine comes around, is going to complete lap number 2 of 5. Matt, what were you going to say?
I was just saying, as I mentioned yesterday, I watched that boat, being put together at Manatee Marine, and it really looked like a mess of parts.
Oh, yeah.
Ricky Maldonado worked hard on it. Everybody at Manatee Marine worked really hard on that boat. And then when I saw it, when I first hit the race course, I didn't recognize it at all.
Yeah, it's a beautiful paint. It's an orange metallic paint color. Really good looking boat. So Simmons Marine is leading in bracket class 400. Not much has changed. And now I look behind them and I see Team Fuel1Team.com rather. And as fast as they're going, I don't know if Simmons isn't fully on their number. but 588. Damon Murata Sr. and Damon Murata Jr., they are running wicked fast. And that's always not a good thing in bracket class racing. Boat number 528, Hammerhead, local team right out of Florida here in Sarasota area.
Yes, sir.
They are currently running in third. Another Warlock. So 2 Warlocks in bracket class 500. And then you have a Pantera within tunnel vision. And just because I said it yesterday, it looks like Hammerhead is ahead of tunnel vision. Just go with it. They'll appreciate that. Simmons Marine has completed lap number 2 and is on lap number 3 of this 5-lap race. Jackhammer leads in Cat 300, Lanier Custom Boats. They're still doing it. I mean, they're still running at whatever speed they're running. I'd say that's probably about 20, 25 miles an hour, it looks like. Uh-oh. No, we have not, and that's a good point. We have not seen Mistress go by. I saw him take the start. Actually, they made some sort of mistake up in this turn because I saw it on our feed here. They went through the corner and got a little sideways, so I'm not, now that I talk about it, now I remember that happening. There is Yabba Dabba Doo. They are currently running 4th in bracket class 500, hitting the rev limiter there. Didn't get back on the sticks quite enough. Brian Unger and J.D. Vines in that red boat. Well, Fuel1Team.com has passed Simmons. So a bracket class 500 boat has passed a bracket class 400 boat. I think the Breakout King is living up to his reputation.
No, is he the king of breaking out or the king of not breaking out?
No, he is the king of breaking out.
Okay, then.
I think he broke out like 30 some odd times yesterday. They track it. I mean, when they see how many times you break out.
You know, it's important to be consistent.
It is.
You know, if you're going to earn a reputation, you have to do what you can to maintain it.
Now, Simmons Marine, they actually run the Mercury Racing HP 500s, believe it or not, as Team UK is under tow in the middle of the course. Not sure what happened there. And there goes Fuel1Team.com. They have now gone a lap around Jackhammer. So I think they're just out there having fun right now.
Yeah.
You know, and just ripping it, having a good time. That's what it's all about. Simmons continues to lead in bracket class 400 as they make their way around the slower Jackhammer Cat 300 boat. Tunnel Vision in tow with them. And we will be sure to reach out to the Tunnel Vision team after their race to kind of see what they thought happened. And look, right now, Simmons has no other competition. Mistress is out, and Team UK is out. So Simmons has nobody else to race right now. There's no point in going as fast as you need to go on the race course. Just manage your race, go out there, kind of cruise around, and take it easy on the equipment. As I mentioned, Matt, this boat is running the Mercury HP 500 engines, which are almost 20 to 25 years old by now.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And I think Jim Simmons told me these are the original blocks. Possibly even the original pistons, I think.
That engine in its day was the most popular thing going.
Yep. That's what kind of started the whole Blue Mercury Racing fuel-injected engine. Of course, that became then the Mercury Racing 525. Now it's the 565 and the 520. That really, the HP 500, that was the motor in Factory 1 back in those days. So that's the motor that kind of kicked off this whole – that was the first high-performance fuel-injected engine from Mercury. That started that trend with Mercury Racing. Of course, now look where it's gone.
And we're looking at it now. I mean, but that's amazing that engine is still running with the original block. And granted, I'm sure it's been rebuilt more than once, but
yeah, I'm sure. You know, it's
still alive.
The head's done, the valve's done. So, TeamFuel1.com. We will go ahead and say they are your overall leaders for this particular race, as they are out in front of everybody. Now, this is interesting. Tunnel Vision has now gotten around Simmons also. So I think maybe Jason and Jake took our word to heart and really decided to lift and not push the equipment as hard as they needed to. There is Tunnel Vision.
Not push.
You get a beautiful drone shot of Simmons. Tunnel Vision, Robert Bryant and Mike McLaughlin. Robert Bryant, local right here in Englewood, Florida. Roberts raced multiple different boats over the years. Found a good to home with Mike McLaughlin. There is Simmons.
They look like they're just out for a Sunday ride right now.
That is completing lap number
casual.
3 of 5. And I believe this should be lap number 3 for bracket class 500 as well. Yeah, because nobody's gone a lap down. So we are halfway through both of our races. As Cat 300 is ongoing as well. Jackhammer continues to lead. As I look for Lanier Custom Boats, I don't see them. But I said that last time, and Matt, they kind of came out of nowhere.
They keep appearing.
They do.
And disappearing because once they're out of our vision and they're out of camera range, they're just gone, and they're gone for a long time. So keeping track of them is tricky. But it's not so difficult to keep track of Jackhammer.
Yep. White flag will come out. The
Just
white
took the
flag
white
is out
flag.
for Cat 300. And I think next time by it should be the white flag for bracket class 500 and 400. As Tara, our chief scorer, is out on the beautiful finish boat.
Yes, it is.
Good
It's
friend of yours.
70 Marlowe. Just absolutely stunning boat.
All right, so there is Lanier Custom Boats. They are still getting it done in bracket class 300. Not sure what's happening there. I will say the Fuel1Team.com boat looks really good. The boat is flying level and doing great. As there you see Yabba Dabba Doo. JD always runs a little more conservative and doesn't really run up towards his breakout number because he knows that in a lot of cases the teams in front of him may have broken out. And, he's done very well for himself, playing that more consistent
Conservative
role.
game.
Right, just saying, hey, look, I'm just going to run a smart race. No reason to push it really hard. We'll let those guys kind of go mess with themselves, and hopefully somebody breaks out.
Well, you can't win if you break out, right? I mean, that's a
Yeah,
definite.
you can't.
So there is a strategy that says I'll run a little bit below, not right on the number, and that way, when I do get that occasional landing on the downward side of a swell, and I get a couple more miles an hour,
Yep, a little bit of acceleration, just like riding a bike down a hill.
I'm not going to break out.
All right, so white flag lap for class 400 when Simmons comes by this time, and this actually should be the checkered flag for everybody else, which would make sense because 400 was running one more lap than 500. Lanier Custom Boats is still out there. Oh, tunnel vision has slowed a lot. Not sure what's going on there. It looks like they might be pulling to the inside of the course. They are falling off a plane. So right now, tunnel vision is possibly out of this race. Simmons goes back by them.
Yeah.
We will get an update from that team, I'm sure, quickly. But they are on the backside of the course, outside the dogleg, falling off of a plane.
This is why it makes some sense to you, Mike. Simmons ran in Factory 2 back in the day.
Yep.
As Twisted Sticks. Do you
Yep.
remember that boat?
I do remember that boat.
I want to thank Eric Colby, our
And it had a
SpeedOnTheWater.com offshore-only editor who contributes to us all the time.
Our sister ship was Twisted Chicks.
Twisted Chicks.
Yep, that was the sister boat to that.
I remember that boat.
Towed those boats on top of each other. They had the same paint scheme. All right, tunnel vision is down on the inside of the course. They are still under power and moving slowly, so not sure if they're trying to correct something or fix something. If you open your engine hatch for any reason, you cannot restart the race. You cannot get assistance from outside vessels. You have to do anything you can to keep that boat going. So TeamFuel1.com, they are your overall race leaders ahead of everybody else. And now they have slowed, but this should be the checkered flag for them this time by. Damon Murata Jr. and Sr. on board the Warlock, boat number 588. And there is the checkered flag for Fuel1Team.com, your unofficial winner in Class 5 and your unofficial overall race number 1 winner here in Englewood. Okay, so where is Tunnel Vision? I think Tunnel Vision is now behind the start-finish boat, maybe? Yep, I see him. I see another wake out there on the other side of that center console. Here comes Yabba Dabba Doo. They will come across the line now in third, I believe. Actually, they're getting ready to pass, Tunnel Vision on the backside of the course. So up next should be SimmonsMarine.com. They have exited the northern turn. This will be the white flag lap. So Simmons will have one more lap to go before they complete and all but secure their world championship and national championship for the 2025 season. That's a cool-looking boat. I've always liked the paint on that boat.
Yeah, it's a pretty one for sure. But the most pretty thing about it is the way it's running. It's just flat. It's perfect. They're not over aired out.
Yep.
Trim perfect.
Yep. There is the white flag for bracket class 400. So Hammerhead is going to come across the line. Now, if FuelOneTeam.com broke out and Tunnel Vision broke and didn't complete, Hammerhead should take the unofficial win here. Now, this is all barring what the GPSs say, but they should come across the line in first. I did not see the checkered flag wave for Hammerhead. Lanier Custom Boats comes across the finish line, running the same pace that they have been. They're currently in second in Cat 300. Again, a lot of boats being built for Cat 300, just haven't seen them run yet.
Yeah.
And we hope that materializes over the off season.
You know, it's getting to the point we are hearing about a lot of boats being built, but you know, if they don't start appearing next season, it's getting to the point where people will stop taking it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So it's time to get off the pot, if you will.
Yabba Doo is going to come across the line, I believe, in third in bracket class 500. As again, Tunnel Vision is. So Tunnel Vision, Matt, is idling around the course. They are either running on 4 cylinders or something crazy is happening, but they are just trying to finish and get points for the day, and this is to basically defend their national, or And I did get word from the Jim Jackson, the chief starter. There was some issues apparently with that start, so that is going to be looked at by our starters and referees here. Had to make it right. I believe you. All right. So Tunnel Vision is trying, Matt. They are slowing quite a bit out there. As it should be, Simmons, Marine, and Jackhammer should be the only 2 boats remaining on the course. Well, Lanier Custom Boats, I believe, as well. Although Cat 300 should be done. So it should only be Simmons finishing their last lap. And what I can't figure out about Tunnel Vision, Matt, is if they are broke, why would they continue to be going all the way over there? There's Jackhammer. I'm sorry.
No, Jackhammer's coming in now.
All right, so this should be the checkered flag for Cat 300. What a show of true grit. This boat flipped yesterday.
Yeah.
Was underwater. Came back out here and won today. That just shows you how much just gusto this team has. Connor Langheim
is his father's son, which means he's not as goofy, but he has the same level of tenacity and pureness of vision. He just goes and he goes at something that way until he gets it. And
of course, shout out to Manatee Marine and the Maldonados for getting that boat going. If it wasn't for them, I don't think it would have made it.
Yeah,
so congratulations to Jackhammer. I don't know how that's going to pan out for a World Championship. We will wait till our official results later today. And Lanier Custom Boats is still going, Matt. They're on our screen right now. I don't see them live currently. And I think Tunnel Vision, Matt, is still trying to make their way around that corner. Now, because of our schedule, I can't imagine that Race Control is going to let them basically come across the start line at 6 knots, but it's going to be hard to say.
We are a little behind today, but maybe we'll catch up on it. We started 15 minutes late, and that was kind of unavoidable. But you can always catch up if possible.
You can for sure. All right, this is race number 1, bracket class 400, 500, and Cat 300. Race number 2 is going to be bracket class 600, 700, and Mod V. I think Mod V is going to be a very exciting race. No holds bars in any of our races today, but there's a lot on the line in Mod V, Matt.
I'm excited to see Mod V. I'm really excited to see bracket 700.
Yep.
It is one of my favorite classes to watch just because I admire the children, kids who are running in that
I don't know. I would
class.
say Brad Christopher's a kid.
They have rubbery spines and bones and things like that, and they go out there and literally, well, not literally, but they do get the hell kicked out of themselves, and they come back smiling, and they wish they had another lap, and you're like, oh, God, there's something wrong with you children.
So Simmons Marine exit this northern turn one more time. This will all but secure their World and National Championship for the 2025 season. Jason Zalecki, Jake Coons, boat owned by Jim Simmons out of Ohio. And I think they are just out for a Sunday cruise. They're not even acting like they're on a poker run. They're just going for a boat ride.
Pretty much. Poker runs with helmets.
Yep.
It's been the Simmons show. And
It has
it's been a nice show.
It has been for sure. We do have Lanier Custom Boats. They are now just exiting the dog leg, so they're going to run the remainders of their laps.
I admire that team, too. I mean, they're doing it for the points.
Yep, they for sure are.
And maybe the show for the fans. And they're going, well, I don't know, 30 miles an hour?
Maybe.
Just creeping around this course.
Can't be a very comfortable ride.
Pardon?
Can't be a comfortable ride.
No. Oh, no.
So they go behind the finish boat. Simmons turns in, and they will go get their checkered flag from our beautiful start-finish boat as we wrap up race number 1. Race number 2, bracket class 600, 700, and Mod V, and then we will do a helicopter refuel. So it is currently almost 11:30. I would probably give it about 10 minutes till the next start. And then after that, we will do the helicopter refuel, which will take about 30 minutes. And after that, we will do race 3 will be bracket 200 and factory stock. Race 4, looking at the Sunday schedule. Or Saturday schedule, sorry. Race 3 is going to be super stock today, so that's going to be the big race of the day. And then bracket 200 factory stock, and then Super V and Class 1. And that will round out the 2025 Englewood Beach Waterfest and also the 2025 APBA Offshore season concludes with the final checkered flag you see wave today. So Lanier Custom Boats, they are getting ready to go into the northern turn one last time. Tunnel vision is still idling around the north turn as well. I wonder if they have their phones on them. Let's see if they can answer a quick text.
He's not on camera right now. Connor Langheim and Jack Hammer team, they're idling over to the start-finish boat to get their checkered flag. You think about this. He's got to get out of that boat and get in another small boat and take another beating. I admire that.
Yep. Yeah, he's going to jump in the Class 7 boat now and go out and run our next race. And usually what these teams will do, especially here because it's such a long idle back through Stump Pass and back to where the cranes are, a team member, well, in this case, he's racing with Brad Christopher. So Brad has probably brought the boat out somewhere outside of Stump Pass, and Connor will jump from his bracket class 300 boat over to his class 700 boat and go racing. So Lanier Custom Boats is going to exit the northern turn. Sean Lanier and Mike Method in this white Cat 300 entry. It'd be interesting to talk to them later today, Matt, and see what their deal is.
I met them during the street party on Friday night, and they were, John and Mike, they were very optimistic about this race.
Yep.
They were excited for it. Something clearly went wrong from the start.
Yep.
I mean, they did the whole race at half speed, so something significant was wrong with that boat. We don't know what it is, but we will find out.
Yep. And be sure to let you know. But hoping we can see more of this Cat 300 group in the 2026 season, which I'm sure will be here before we know it.
Yes, it will.
And there is the Cat 300, Lake Lanier Custom Boats. They're going to come across the line and take second place in Cat 300. Tunnel vision is still out and moving from the north end.
If we had a good sportsmanship award right now, I think it would go to Lanier at the moment. For
Possibly,
just going out there and running that
Yep.
race. And like you said earlier, it could not have been comfortable. They're in a small boat.
Yep.
They're not barely on plane. They're doing a ton of plowing. It's got to be kind of
it's
jarring.
slapping around the inside of that boat for sure. So here is FuelOneTeam.com. Damon Murata, Jr. and Senior. They're going to come across and wave that checkered flag in front of the fans here in Englewood. Give it up for your unofficial Class 5 winners, FuelOneTeam.com.
They look happy as can be.
They
don't
do.
They? Doing a little flyby.
Yep. Of course, Tom Richard will be waiting at the crane when all of these bracket class teams return to read their GPSs. Said it was a pretty daunting task yesterday. Some of the teams got back later than he would have liked, so it took a little bit longer than normal.
How long does that process typically take?
I
I mean,
don't-
obviously it's going to be fleet dependent.
I,
but-
you know, I don't know because it's so much different from when I did it. I mean, when I did it, GPS Frank was coming and taking your GPSs to a trailer and reading them. Tom's doing it. I think they're supposed to go to the White Elephant or right over there by the cranes and meet him there to do it. So, not sure how long it takes. All right, boats are going to start heading back into the pits, and we will get our next race coming out. That will be bracket class 600, 700, and Mod V. We will take a short break, get an update from race control, and come back live with race number 2. You're watching the 2025 Englewood Beach Waterfest presented by North Myrtle Beach RV and Resort. For Matt Trulio, I'm Mike Uoski. We'll be back right after this.
Welcome to the ultimate getaway, where adventure meets relaxation at North Myrtle Beach RV Resort and Dry Dock Marina, where every day feels like paradise. Settle in with waterfront camping, enjoy tropical vibes at our tiki bar, and make memories under the sun with us. Launch your waterway adventure by renting one of our pontoon boats or catch a wave on our Flow Rider surf simulator. North Myrtle Beach RV Resort, where camping, boating, and good times flow together. Book your stay today, 843-390-4FUN, or float on over to nmbRVresort.com.
From classic to contemporary, Englewood Glass and Mirror offers a diverse range of window types and styles. Whether you seek functionality or aesthetics, we've got the perfect window for you. Click here to get started.
Hey RV lovers! Welcome to Cabana Bay RV Resort near Boca Grande. This isn't just camping, it's luxury living. Enjoy a sparkling pool and spa, stunning clubhouse, fitness center, pickleball, dog park, laundry, and direct trail access. Own your RV lot from $150,000, or rent a site with brick paver pads, full hookups, and optional private casita. Discover the getaway everyone's talking about. Visit CabanaBayRVResort.com today.
Boat owners, power sports fans, listen up. This is the fuel you've been waiting for. E-Free Street 93 from Fuel One Team is 93 octane, non-ethanol gas with slipstream additive. That means more power, smoother rides, and no ethanol headaches. Keep your engines clean, strong, and ready for anything. Only with Fuel One Team.
Looking for the perfect taste of island life? Start your day or wind it down at Lock and Key Restaurant, home of great food, friendly faces, and the famous pull tab happy hour everybody's talking about. Come for the drinks, stay for the laughs, and enjoy those unbeatable Gulf views. Then slide next door to Sandbar and Tiki Grill, where live music, tropical cocktails, and island-inspired bites set the tone for pure Minnesota Key fun. And don't forget, Magnolia's on the Bay and Manasota Key Marina will both be reopening soon, bringing even more of what you love to the Key. Manasota Key Group, located on beautiful Manasota Key, Florida.
Jason Saris began offshore racing in 1982. That year, he earned his first win driving Sheer Terror. 4 decades later, Jason has captured 7 national and 8 world championships. His experience in racing and marine engineering drives Team Saris Performance Marine, where precision and performance meet. Since 2009, Jason and his son Johnny continue powering success on today's offshore circuit. 40 years of offshore racing experience are applied every day at Team Saris Performance Marine.
Women have no business driving boats. Nobody says it out loud, but in the boating world, that still seems to be the unwritten rule. And we are here to change that. We've teamed up to create a place for women to belong on the water, not just as passengers, but as drivers. The She Drives movement is about confidence at the helm, docking, towing, throttling, and yes, even racing. So, do you dare to drive? Because it's your turn. Follow us at Leanna, River Hotties, and Demon Bikini Race Team. We're just getting started.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The 2025 Englewood Beach Waterfest presented by North Myrtle Beach RV and Resort and Dry Dock Marina. Second race of the day happening here. You've got Mod V, bracket class 600, 700, and Mod V in this race. Of course, we didn't get to see Mod V race yesterday, as they, as a group, only elected to race today. 3 of those boats are here this weekend. BoatFloater.com, boat number 2, Stephen Kildall and Steve Kildall. North Myrtle Beach RV Resort.com, Kirk Hanna, Mark Rinda, and El Bandito Tequila, Steve Furman and Britt Lilly on the sticks this weekend. Mike Iwaski and Matt Trulio bringing you all of the action here live on the beautiful beaches of Florida. Much different weather day today than yesterday, although the wind is starting to shift out of the north, we are being told, so that is going to change the conditions somewhat. Our live stream sponsors North Myrtle Beach RV Resort Manasota Group, Saris Racing Engines Performance Marine, Englewood Glass and Mirror, Fire Up Grills, Luke Brothers Construction, and Demon Bikini, our live stream sponsors.
So if you had to look at this Mod V fleet, and we had to make a pick, there's 3 boats. You know, you're going to leave 2 out. Who would you favor, Mr. Yawaski?
I'm going to go with Boat Floater.
You're going to go Boat Floater?
I'm going to go Boat Floater. I'm going to go Boat Floater because they have got it's on the line for them. They've got to do this. This is their race. They've got to go out. They've got to be super aggressive right off the start. They've got to be up front. They've got to put them in a position to win. They're a competitive boat. They're just not the newest boat out here. So they have to really just drive the doors off of that thing and get it to go as fast as it can to be able to win. We know that North Myrtle Beach is fast. We know that El Bandito's fast. El Bandito's got a new throttle man. Talked to Britt Lee this morning. I said, how much different was it? He said, not much. He said, I kind of just set the tabs and just let the boat do what it wanted to do. Came down hard a couple times, left, right, but he said it was nothing too scary or anything. So obviously he feels comfortable in that. And you've got to wonder how that's going to translate in today's race. Weather is laying down a lot. It's calmer now than what would even when we started,
Absolutely
an hour ago.
Yeah, it's mellowed out quite a bit. I would have to go with North Myrtle Beach today. Love the boat. Love the professionalism of the crew.
Yep.
It is in my view the prettiest boat on the race course at any given moment.
Yep, and they are going to be on the
and
inside.
Fast.
Very fast. They are going to be on the inside. BoatFloater.com is going to be in the middle, and El Bandito Tequila is going to be on the outside. Now, I think, based upon what I see on conditions, Matt, that if anybody went with a rough setup, they might be a little off. Now, all these boats have ballast tanks in them, so what they do is they take either raw water from the bottom of the boat, or sometimes they'll capture the exhaust water and pump it into a ballast tank, usually located halfway down the bow of the boat, and that'll get to be that'll have the boat fly more level, give them a little weight in the front of the boat, but I don't think they'll be running much ballast today. It works in such a way that teams can run it in certain parts of the course where they feel it needs to be a little bit different than other parts of the course. It can fill up and drain that fast. Of course, we have bracket class 700 racing as well. Boat 789, Dirt Legal. Brad Christopher and Connor Langheim took the win yesterday. Kluwat Racing came in second place. That's got Rick Haymeyer and Owen Buis inside of that. The old team that used to run that boat was campaigned as X Insurance last year. Shocker came in third as Prover Marine broke out of their speed bracket. In bracket class 600, Team Velocity 611 took the win. 609, Team First Responders came in second. 602 Synergy came in third, and 603 Cigar Monster came in fourth. And no results from Mod V yesterday because they didn't race. So not sure what we're waiting for now. These boats have been out for quite a while. I thought we would be underway a little bit quicker, as we will start Mod V first, and then it'll probably be bracket class 600 and 700. Matt, this is going to be a pretty crowded race. 4 boats in the bracket classes and 3 boats in Mod V. So, but this is a big race for this Mod V. This is a winner-take-all event, and they only elected to race one day, which is kind of surprising to me because they have raced both days at other venues. I'm not sure what changed here, but we are only 3 weeks away from Key West, which is an excruciating event on the equipment, obviously.
Well, it was originally on the schedule as raced both days, but it, like we always try to report with schedules, they do change. Nobody gave me an explanation for why it disappeared, but it did disappear. So Mod V gets to race one day, but then if they go to Key West, they get to race again for 3 days. So, who knows?
Yep.
I know they're going to have a big presence down there.
Oh yeah,
I'm reasonably
so
sure.
We are waiting for Dirt Legal, from what I understand. We're waiting for Connor to make the jump over from Jackhammer to the Dirt Legal 22-foot Velocity Punisher. Well, that doesn't make any sense, does it? You got to have better control of your people, Val. Come on.
Well, we'll wait. They're worth waiting for.
They're worth waiting for. So Dirt Legal, we are waiting for them to get their swap made for their driver, Connor Langheim.
At least doesn't have to change in a different helmet and
This is
different
true,
vest.
right.
He just goes from one boat to the other.
I'm sorry, Brad Christopher is a driver. Connor is on the throttles in the Dirt Legal entry. So bracket class 700 can only go 60 miles an hour. Bracket class 600 can only go 70 miles an hour. Again, read by a GPS inside the boat that the teams cannot see, they cannot manipulate, they cannot touch. All of them, I know for a fact, like Tunnel Vision has a iPad that they put on their dash with a big suction cup system, and that's how Robert Bryant, their throttleman, watches the speed of the boat. The throttleman will only look at the speed. Occasionally will pick his head up and kind of look at where they are on the race course, but always look at that speed, because in a 70-mile-an-hour class, you're running, you want to be 68.8, 68.9, just flirting right on that 70 bracket. And if you go over one time, you're done. That's not how it used to be. This is a new rule. It's called the zero tolerance rule. You cannot spike, so you have to run a little bit more conservatively to account for spikes in GPS readings.
Do the officials hand out the GPS units to each team?
No, they do not hand them out. It is a unit that teams are required to buy. They're required to buy. It's a specific model that they have to use, but the GPSs are not handed out. I think back in the olden days with OPA, I believe they may have been handed out.
I think they were handed out at one time in the olden days.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
But now I think these, I'd have to, Tom will probably text me now that I say this, but I think these are a card now.
Interesting. It's something that I would imagine isn't the easiest thing to manipulate, but anything is possible. I mean,
No, you can't. There's nothing you can do to it. Like I said, it's a sealed unit inside the box. And look, teams have to be smart about where they put it. If it's a carbon fiber boat, the rays don't shoot through carbon fiber, so you won't always get a reading on your GPS. So they have to put it in kind of the right place, but also keep it protected at the same time. So bracket class 600, your winners yesterday, Velocity Racing. Of course, Scott McCormick builds Velocity powerboats and Checkmate powerboats. And his Solomon Bob Spitlusky.
How do I see that?
You said it once already. All right, waiting for the Dirt Legal team to get going. On this second race of the day, you're watching the 2025 Englewood Beach Waterfest, presented by North Myrtle Beach RV and Resort and Dry Dock Marina, and you will finally see that team race today in Mod V. Kirk Hanna and Mark Rinda, both from the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina area. This is an LSB Extreme hull. So this is an extreme-only race in Mod V. And when I say that, I mean that's the manufacturer of that particular boat. It's called an Extreme. And we've got, let's say, 3 generations of an Extreme. We've got BoatFloater.com, which is the oldest version. We'll call that Gen 1. That boat is probably every bit of 20-plus years old. Then you've got El Bandito Tequila, which is the new, we'll call it Gen 2 version of the the Extreme hull. And then North Myrtle Beach RV and Resort is the newest version, built by Britt Lilly up in LSB in Arnold, Maryland. That is not the newest one to come out. It's fairly new, but it's not the newest one, I don't believe. But it is the newest of the Extreme. It's the Gen 3, let's say. We'll say it's Gen 3 of this Extreme hull. So a lot of Phantoms run in this category, but a lot of Phantoms are older. And if you saw the Go GPS team of Team UK, boat number 407, that is a Phantom hull. That is a hull that's designed or was designed to run in this class. So have to see how what shakes out for the 2026 season for these Mod V class and Phantom boats. Right now it's kind of an extreme show, has been all season. There have been some Phantoms that have come out, and then Spartan Power Boats, which is a new manufacturer out of North Carolina, they had some boats early on in the season. Mod V, it used to be known as what's called Stock V.
It was Stock V.
Yep. They used to run a Mercury Racing 525 horsepower engine. And then a couple of years ago, the Mercury 525 has been discontinued for almost 10 years. And these teams continue to run them, and then parts were just getting so hard to get for them.
Right.
And to keep these things running and together that they all decided to go to a naturally aspirated engine, making about 750 horsepower, and didn't really gain that much speed. They only went from about 99. You basically went from about 93, 94 miles an hour to only maybe 97, 98.
But then it split into Mod V and Stock V.
It did for a little while.
What happened to Stock V?
There a lot of teams that were in Stock V didn't want to commit to going to Mod V. They wanted to stay with what they were doing. It was a hard decision from what I was told and seen throughout the industry. It was a hard decision for everybody to make. It was hard to get everybody to
I've wondered
commit.
about that since it happened. It's the first time I've had a chance to ask
Yeah,
you.
and Superstock had the same problem. When they went from the 280 to the 300, the two-stroke to the four-stroke, it was a hard sell to get teams. Look, you're changing your whole boat. You're changing everything about your boat. You're changing the setup. You're changing what the boat's doing. And it's a monetary investment, right? I mean, I think Brian Beckley was probably one of the last teams to go away from the 280 to the 300.
But you were also chasing a powerhead that was no longer in production and hadn't been for over 10 years.
Exactly right. Just like the 525, it's not something that's built. It's hard to get parts for.
You've got to go literally salvage them.
Exactly. It's really hard on these racers to do.
Ray LaBadie is trying to distract us right now by eating ribs, and they look pretty good.
Sucking on a rib bone, Ray LaBadie. All right, thank you, Black and Blue Barbecue.
Sounds good.
And Ray LaBadie. All right,
you.
still waiting for Dirt Legal. Not sure what's going on.
When Dirt Legal comes out, I think they deserve a round of applause. That would be great, wouldn't it, folks? They won't hear it, but they'll feel it.
Oh, they'll hear it. So Mod V was Stock V, running the 525 engine. Been around for a long time. And a lot of the Mod V boats have kind of broken out and gone into really bracket class 400 race. You have Framed Offshore.
That makes sense.
They're running bracket class. Obviously, Team UK is running bracket class. They believe there's an X-Insurance boat or two that is running bracket class 400 as well. So they just didn't. I think Mod V is probably the hardest class out here to race in. It is so cutthroat, so hard. And if you watch the onboard videos of Stephen Kildall on that BoatFloater.com boat, I mean, they get beat up hard. I mean, they
get bounced around.
They take a beating inside these things. Now, the newer Extremes, I will say, I've never run one. I've run an old one, not a new one. They do handle a lot better. They set a lot better on a straightaway. They run a lot more level, less chine walking side to side. There's less sawing back and forth with the wheel trying to get the boat to set. But BoatFloater.com, the old version definitely runs the old way.
Now, Scott Porte has worked on the bottom of the El Bandito Yankee Tequila boats bottom. Does he work on other Mod V bottoms, or is it just that one?
I'm sure if you asked him to, he probably would. It's not I don't know how many people actually do it. Obviously, Brit's boats, probably I don't think he's doing anything to those.
And it doesn't do anything with the technical rules, clearly, because it's in the open.
Yep. Yeah, the bottom of the boat can be, I mean,
you can
there are step requirements and stuff like that, and weight and parity and all that, but yeah, I mean they can tweak the bottom if they need to. I mean, you know, I did ask Britt how much the El Bandito tequila bottom was different than his, and he said it's different. You could notice it and look at it and be able to tell the difference. And he said again the boat handled differently than what he thought it would, or he didn't have to drag the tab as much. And he kind of could just set the boat and let it do its thing and run the way that he wanted to let it run. So whether that's a porta bottom thing, look, when I raced Maxed Out, which was a 26-foot Joker, in rough conditions, whenever that boat launched off a wave, it would always land on the port side. It would always fall off to the left, and I'd have to saw the wheel back over to the right in order to get the boat to go right. We de-rigged the whole boat, took it down to LSB, and had Britt straighten the bottom of it, and that took that hook out of it. It wouldn't fall over off to that side anymore. You know, bottom of a boat is never perfectly straight when it comes out of the mold. I mean, higher-end boats like skaters and MTIs probably are, but a lot of smaller boats are not. And you blueprint the bottom of a boat, you level out the bottom of a boat, flipped over, and you're putting straight edges all across it, and you're cleaning up all the chines and making good, clean corners, you know, to get water to deflect off of it. You're modifying the steps. They put shark teeth behind the steps now in some boats just to aerate that water a little bit further back. So there's a couple things you can do. Talk about a step bottom boat. When you look at these boats on the trailer, those are actual little steps in the bottom, and that aerates the back of the hull. So that introduces air down. Oh, I believe
Looks
I see
like
a
we
race
have
boat
Dirt
moving.
Legal coming our way, folks. On the horizon, as you look to the southwest.
They are dirt unlegal today.
You know, at first I thought Dirt Legal had to do something like a super fun cleanup kind of service, but
Nope.
no, it's actually getting your particular 4-wheeler,
Yep.
2-wheeler legal for the dirt.
Yep.
The interesting part about that modification that Scott Porte did to the El Bandito boat, that was the only thing that was damaged in that double barrel roll back in St. Pete. That was Steve Miklos said yesterday. It may have even served to protect the bottom if you think about it, because it's what cracked, not the original laminated hull. It was the additions of putty or whatever he uses to do his business.
You're exactly right. All right, Dirt Legal will go down and get with their group and get ready to run. I called that the double backflip 360 nose grab.
Say that again?
Kind of what it did, double 360 inverted nose grab, because it grabbed on the nose. I was actually going to get him a gold medal and present it to him at the awards, but they
I gave him a 10. Like, unless you were a
beautiful.
low-scoring judge from a Slavic country, there was no way you'd give him anything less than a 10.
To this day, Steve Furman and Steve Miklos cannot tell you what that boat did to make it do that. It was totally a weird. If you YouTube El Bandito crash in St. Petersburg, Florida, you'll see what we're talking about.
I watched it from that start boat, finish boat out there right now, and it was close to us, so it seemed to happen in slow motion. When they landed on their hull, that was just remarkable. Nobody expected that.
And as you mentioned, they fired the
engine.
And almost as soon as it landed, they were trying to get the motor started up. But it didn't sound quite right. It had gotten some oil past the rings, I think, during the rollover process, so they decided to, cut their losses. And we raced for 2 days in St. Pete, so obviously they didn't race the second day. They probably could have, but I think Steve Miklos, the throttleman, was a little bit more banged up than he probably wanted to be.
Good practice.
Probably a good idea.
Said, put it back, put it back in the slip and race another day. Go check it out. You don't know what's wrong.
Yep, save it for the next one.
We are getting close, folks.
Dirt Legal should be in their mill, so let's get everybody going here. Mod V going to be our first start. Bracket class 600, 700 will be our second start. And it looks like, yes, they are kind of getting the Mod Vs up and going finally. So this will be our first start. North Myrtle Beach RV and Resort are going to be on the inside. BoatFloater.com in the middle. And El Bandito Tequila on the outside. These guys are going to run really tight to this first pin, I would imagine. Nobody's going to scrub off a bunch of speed or run the longer distance, rather, by going out way wide. They're all going to want to stay tight to each other and kind of draft each other if you would. But when you do that, you want to stay out of the wake of the other boat because it can really upset the handling of your particular boat, especially with these step bottoms, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on.
Okay, Mikey.
Mod V, this is all
Here
the marbles.
Comes.
We are under a yellow flag, still holding. Still holding. You'll hear those revs go up when that flag drops.
This is
still
going to
holding.
be a fun one.
Yeah,
Here we
still
go.
holding. Still holding. Come on, BoatFloater.com. Get up there. All right, green flag. Mod V Racing. Listen to those big block engines roar here in Englewood. Myrtle Beach on the inside. There is BoatFloater. I like the start by BoatFloater. They've got good speed. Boat is running level, but El Bandito Tequila on the outside, making a move quickly. I think El Bandito might be a little bit faster. Big hop there by Boat Floater. Roll over to the side. Scrubbed a little bit of speed. They are side by side with North Myrtle Beach. Going into that first turn, must maintain their lane through that first corner. Cannot cut anybody off. Big hop by Boat Floater again, it looks like. Or that's El Bandito. Sorry, I'm looking at the screen. Mod V is running 9 laps today. Bracket Class 600 running 4. Bracket Class 600 running 4. Bracket Class 700 running
Here comes
3.
our second start, folks.
And this is our second start at 600. There's Velocity. They were yesterday's winner, Scott McCormick and Scott Spitlusky. And then you have the 3 Ultimate Boat Racing Experience entries, and then Class 700 on the outside of this group. Good start by the 2 Ultimate Boat Racing Experience entries. That is Synergy on the outside, Mike's Marine Care, and I believe that's Cigar Monster Ultimate Boat Racing Experience on the inside. Deck-to-deck battle for Class 6 lead. Class 7 lead, it looked like Kluot was out to the early lead. Dirt Legal in second as they head toward the other end of this course. Let's see if our cameras can get back on those Mod V boats, our first start, and see where they ended up. As I look up, they are now running back towards the dogleg, but it's really hard to tell. They're getting some pretty good air out there. So right now it looks like it's North Myrtle Beach RV Resort. They are in the lead. BoatFloater.com is probably in second, and El Bandito is in third. But I think El Bandito might be making a move, Matt, for the – they did. They are – okay, so El Bandito is now in second place. BoatFloater.com relegated back to third. Man, BoatFloater.com, Matt, they are all over the place. They are flying really high, carrying that bow way more than they probably want to. It's deceiving. I didn't think it was going to be as rough as it is out there with the way it has laid down. But this is what Kirk and Mark wanted to do in that Red Rocket. They wanted to get out to the early lead and run their race. Right now it's going to be for second. BoatFloater.com. Big air there by Boat Floater. What a hop right past the finish boat. And they did it again.
Back to back.
I don't know if they don't have ballast, but El Bandito did it just the same. I mean, they hit a hole there and got launched up really high. So you're just seeing, I think it's a lot of what we saw in Superstock yesterday. The red boat in front is just able to run more level. Big hop there going through the turn. Way laid it up on their side down there. They almost did a jackhammer move yesterday, so there are definitely some holes out there that these teams may not be anticipating you won't be able to see. It's a clear weather day. You can see a lot more variations across the water. But when you're looking at a windshield that's about 7 inches tall, it's very hard to anticipate what's coming. Back to Bracket Class 600. It looks like Cigar Monster Ultimate Boat Racing Experience is in the lead. Velocity is in second. And hard to tell which of the Ultimate Boat Racing Experience entries behind this group are running third and fourth. Just behind that group is Bracket Class 700. Here comes North Myrtle Beach RV Resort back in front. This will complete lap number 1. If you see there's water coming out of the side of that boat, they just shut it off. So they're running ballast, Matt.
Yeah, they are.
They wanted ballast on that outside to keep that bow down. Now they're running with it. They want to carry the bow more, so they dump the ballast. Look at El Bandito, though, man. That boat is super flat. Looking great as they currently run in second, and BoatFloater.com running in third. And you can see the Killdalls and Boat Floater just look a lot looser, tending to get a little bit more air. This is your leader in Bracket Class 600 on the outside, headed into turn number 1. That is Cigar Monster Ultimate Boat Racing Experience, followed by Velocity Powerboats in second, and I believe Synergy Mike's Marine Care running in third place. In Bracket Class 600, an update on Bracket Class 700. Dirt Legal picking up right where they left off yesterday. They are currently running in the lead. Kluot Racing looks like they are in second, and Proven Marine is running in third. Matt, look at those 7 boats out there. They're getting quite a bit of air, too.
Oh, yeah, they are.
North Myrtle Beach RV Resort heads to the southern turn with a dominating lead in Mod V. Again, running 9 laps here off the beautiful beaches of Englewood, Florida. So this is where I think they're probably going to start putting a little ballast in the tanks, Matt, is when they enter this turn up here. The holes are they're scattered all throughout this back straightaway with the dogleg. As Class 7 now heads into the south turn. to complete lap number 1 of 3 for bracket class 700. 4 laps for bracket class 600.
And from the beach, you would never guess.
I'm sorry?
From the beach, you would never guess. It's as rough as it is out there.
No, not by any means.
And it actually looked like the bracket 700 boats got through pretty cleanly. Maybe they're holding down their speed. Maybe they're trimmed a little bit more, but they didn't seem to be flying quite as high as the Mod V boats did.
Well, the Mod V boats, I mean, they're just strung out. I mean, they're doing everything
gone.
they can to go as fast as they can. So Cigar Monster Ultimate Boat Racing Experience continues to lead in bracket class 600, followed by Velocity Power Boats, and it looks like Synergy Mike's Marine Care running in 3rd place. Good shot drone there, shows you the dog leg. That's all the Mod V entries running down the westerly side of the course. And man, North Myrtle Beach RV Resort, they are pulling out a massive lead in Mod V. A lot of separation between our 1, 2, and 3 boats as our Class 6 entries cross the start-finish line, or the finish line rather, to complete lap number 1. El Bandito Tequila currently running in 2nd place in Mod V. Boatfloater.com running in 3rd. Not as much air out there, Matt, on that back straightaway.
No.
Now, this is interesting. Nobody has really been able to give a challenge to that Team Velocity Class 6 entry, and this Ultimate Boat Racing Experience Cigar Monster team seems to be doing just that. Here is Dirt Legal Brad Christopher and Connor Langheim. Of course, Connor just ran his Jackhammer Cat 300 boat and had to jump into the bracket class 700 boat here. They're followed by Kluwat Racing Blind River Bar, and then Performance Marine. Shocker coming across the line now in 4th place in Class 700. So now the Mod Vs are going to have to start contending with lap traffic here shortly, as you can kind of see where Shocker is and where our leaders in Mod V are, North Myrtle Beach RV Resort. Man, that thing just looks perfect. Yeah, Matt, and they're pulling away from El Bandito.
Yeah,
you can kind of see that gap all the way back. As Cigar Monster Ultimate Boat Racing Experience continues to lead in bracket class 600, there is the Red Rocket.
Shine there too. He's going to lap another boat.
Yep. I'm going to get up in some lap traffic. The wake of some of these boats in front of them might upset these Mod Vs just a little bit. I don't think it's going to be enough to cause any big major changes, but you never know, especially when going into a corner. I like BoatFloater.com. They actually look faster, and they're not flying it as high as they were. It sounded like they were running a little bit more RPMs, too. So maybe as they burnt off a little bit of fuel, they could balance that boat out a little bit more and get it to run better. Although I say that and they just took a big hop down there, it sounded like.
I didn't expect it to get strung out so quickly and so far strung out in the Mod V class.
It's
I thought
impressive.
It would be a little bit tighter.
And remember, the Mod V races, or the Mod V entries that you're looking at, they do not have to run a bracketed speed. They can run as fast and as hard as they want.
Yep.
They just have to meet a minimum rate requirement and then get tech inspected at the end of the race. And the tech inspection can go as far as tearing parts of the engine apart to make sure that they're running the right cam, the correct carburetor, whatever the engine specs for that class are. They can get torn down to have those parts inspected if the tech team feels as such to do so.
Well, as we're watching this, if you suspect that somebody is running a hot engine for any reason on one of your competitors, is there a process by which you can have the engine torn down? Is there a claiming rule? Is there a teardown rule? Is there a fee? Is there anything like that in the sport currently?
Not really 100% sure, because what the tech inspectors will do, and the Mod V guys are Tyler Crockett, they'll actually tear the engines down before. They'll whistle the engines. They have a way to see what the compression is on the engines to make sure it's class legal. Steve Poor, is the other tech inspector for the Mod V guys, and they'll actually tear the engine down prior to the start of the race to make sure it's legal. So at the end of the race, they're probably not really going to tear it down unless they absolutely have to.
Right.
They're going to look at the obvious things, drive height, props, weight, the easier things to check, because the engine should have already kind of been gone through and made sure that it's legal. North Myrtle Beach RV and Resort, your presenting sponsor for the 2025 Englewood Beach Waterfest, continues to lead in Mod V. And they made short work of all the lap traffic in bracket class 700 because they've already passed even dirt legal. So they were not affected by lap traffic at all. And just look how far, look how much of a lead they've gotten over that entry. Here is Cigar Monster Ultimate Boat Racing Experience Air coming across the finish line to complete lap number 2 of 4. So the halfway point now for bracket class 600. Good to see these ultimate boat racing experiences, once raced by Chris Rendell, making a comeback, Matt. Good to see 3 of them here. Good to see 3 of them winning. Obviously, boat number 602 doing a great job. Giving something to Scott and Bob that they haven't had all season long, and that's really a challenge up at the front of Class 6.
I did not expect it to survive, so I'm pleased to see that one design, that class still going and still bringing new people into the sport. It's great. It's a good thing.
You can actually lease any one of these Rendell One Design Bat boats and get your experience with offshore powerboat racing. A lot of people have gotten into the sport that way before. As boat 603 Synergy Mike's Marine Care goes by, they are currently running in 3rd in bracket class 600. Let's go back to North Myrtle Beach RV Resort, the Red Rocket.
It is the Red Rocket.
Man, it
Here
is.
comes.
Ooh, big hop there right in front of us, laid up on the side just a little bit. And there's boat 609, Team First Responders. So we should have probably told everybody listening on the beach yesterday, we watch a monitor as well as watch it live. So we try and call what the people are seeing at home that couldn't be here with us today. We're trying, they're watching something and you're watching something, so we try and mix it up between the both of you.
Mostly that we are trying to focus on what you are seeing on your screen.
So, Matt, you have a fancy iPhone with a timer. You should probably see what the gap is between first and second in Mod V, because I think it might be almost half of this straightaway. And I like BoatFloater.com still. They're looking faster and faster. Maybe
I don't have a
closing up that
stopwatch on
gap.
it, but I think they've gained a little bit on El Bandito.
Yep. Steve and Steven Kildall really felt confident coming into this race. They do have a new Extreme being built up in Maryland currently. As we go back to our leaders in bracket class 700, here is Dirt Legal. They get the white flag. So bracket class 700 are on their last lap. Kluwat Racing Blind River Bar currently running in 2nd place. Of course, Blind River Bar run by the Kluwat family down in New Orleans. It's a bar on an island, Matt. Sounds like a pretty cool place to go. And they're usually watching the races live, so we will give a shout-out to everybody down to Blind River Bar.
It is. It's a very cool place to go. We threw a party there 2 years ago.
Oh, nice.
And, during the Tikva 200 poker run, you have to do it at least once.
That's what I hear.
And for most of us, that's enough. But it's it's an amazing event, and it takes you through some country it's hard to imagine unless you do it.
Right. All right, here comes this is Shocker, boat number 714, Ray Evans and Chris Colson. Haven't had a chance to catch up with Chris all weekend, but he usually brings 2 boats to races. He brings his 700 boat, and then he brings his Nitro, which is a bracket class 500 boat.
Shocker's been at it for quite a while, too.
They come across the line in 4th. Out on the dogleg, Mod V has now lapped all the way up into Class 600.
Crazy.
And North Myrtle Beach RV Resort continues to lead. El Bandito Tequila in 2nd. And BoatFloater.com in 3rd. Yeah, definitely. I want you to time the distance between 1st and 2nd, because it's just getting bigger and bigger. It's unbelievable. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think El Bandito Tequila, if I look up, North Myrtle Beach is now just going to enter almost the north turn. They're not far from it. And El Bandito Tequila just came through the dogleg. So they are about a quarter lap ahead of our 2nd place boat. And that's unheard of, considering these boats should run almost identical speeds. And I think this race, Matt, all came down to props. I think whatever they chose for the props, weight had a lot of play in this.
Well, I can't really address El Bandito, but it did seem that Boat Flyer was having a real hard time keeping the boat in the water.
In the beginning, they were, but now it's getting better. I mean, they've
gotten a lot better.
Yeah, the boat is settling down. But unfortunately, when you're running boats that run or should run all the same speed, it's really hard to make up a big gap.
Unless you're in free fall, you're not making speed in the air. You know that during that roll that El Bandito did, when they finally hit the water, they were going 40 miles an hour. So when they left the water, close to 90. So you slow down in the air when you blow around.
And North Myrtle Beach, they're still running a ballast tank because they were dumping it coming out of the northern turn. So they're still running ballast on the outside of the course. Beautiful red extreme hull. And I believe did they just get the white flag? She's waving it. All right, so 700 has the white flag. Now bracket class 600 has the white flag. No word on Mod V. So the white flag we see on that the finish boat is for bracket class 600, where Cigar Monster Ultimate Boat Racing Experience continues to lead over boat number 611 Velocity. As El Bandito Tequila now comes by. They are currently running in second. Did you start the stopwatch? Matt, did you start the stopwatch?
I did not.
No official time reported for the first to second place. But it is a big lead. And I still think BoatFloater.com slowly but surely is catching El Bandito Tequila, but will it be a little bit too late as this race winds on?
I'll come up with a split when they're offshore.
Here you see, this is Team First Responders, boat 609, and we have a malfunction with an engine hatch, it looks like. Their engine hatch is up. Not sure what happened there. I think these boats used to have basically just kind of the rubber clamps that held these engine hatches down. I'm not sure if that design has changed over the years or not, but Team First Responders is definitely running with a engine hatch up. So 700 will get the checkered flag when Dirt Legal comes across the start-finish line, or the finish line. They will get the checkered flag in 700. And, of course, all these results we bring you are completely unofficial until the GPSs are read in bracket class racing. And even spec class racing, the technical requirements need to be met for spec class. So all of our results are unofficial as North Myrtle Beach RV and Resort is putting Matt, they are putting a show on in Mod V. They are so far ahead right now.
Oh, yeah. There.
And all these boats are designed to run 97, 98, 98.5 miles an hour. I mean, they're all within a speck of each other. So for somebody to be that far ahead now, if you're a tech inspector, right, and you're watching this race and you look at what they did and read the data loggers from their boats, you may say we might have to look at something on North Myrtle Beach RV Resort that we didn't see before, because to be this far ahead, it's a big lead. I'm not saying they're doing anything wrong or anything's illegal. Mark and Kirk are a great team, very good at what they do. They are just putting a clinic on in Mod V. All right, Dirt Legal takes the win in bracket class 700, going 1-for-1 on the weekend. Kluot Racing Blind River Bar with the backup team of Rick Haymeyer and Owen Boost takes second in bracket class 700, and Proven Marine is going to come across the line in third as they wrap up their 2025 season here in Englewood. Good job for those guys, the true warriors of the sport. As North Myrtle Beach RV Resort have already exited the turn, headed north. So they will come across the start-finish line. Let's see if they get the white flag. They weren't that many laps ahead of everybody. I think they only put everybody one lap down, and they're running 9 laps. So we could probably have about 3 or 4 more laps to go in this Mod V race.
Look at him go.
Lap 6 in Mod V. So 3 more to go.
I've got a stopwatch on this right now, Mike.
Okay. Definitely a race of attrition, running 9 laps here in Mod V. This is race number 2. We will do a helicopter refuel after this race. That will take about 30 minutes, and then we will bring you race number 3, and that is going to be the race of the day, Matt, in my opinion. Super Stock, 11 boats, doing battle here for national and world championships. Qualifying yesterday, racing today.
That's going to be a fun one.
That's going to be a fun one. Yep, you don't want to miss the Super Stock race, El Bandito Tequila.
And with that, with that one and done race format,
Yep.
I mean, anything could happen. There's
No holds
a
bars.
number of boats. Coco's
Yep.
Monkey could go home with a world championship. It's absolutely possible.
El Bandito Tequila comes across the line. They are on lap number 6 of 9.
And that is 50 seconds off the pace.
50-second lead for North Myrtle Beach. That's amazing.
That is checked out time. Now,
But
I just think that they nailed the setup. They went more aggressive
Yep.
early on. I think boat floaters struggled a little bit. They got their act back together. But North Myrtle Beach, whatever it is they did
it right. And it's not the first time. I mean, they came to me in Sheboygan when we were there.
Oh, they've done this before, yeah.
For the second round of the Triple Crown Series in Sheboygan. Bracket Class 600 comes across the finish line. It looks like Cigar Monster Ultimate Boat Racing Experience is going to take the win in 600. Team Velocity is going to come across the line in second. And let's see, it should be Synergy Mike's Marine Care coming across the line in third for Bracket Class 600. So that wraps up their race of the day. So the only group we have left now to finish is Mod V. They will have 2 laps left when they come by. And you were just watching a clinic put on by this North Myrtle Beach team. So, Matt, when I picked up our tent this morning, I actually spent some time up looking in the boat with Mark Rinda, throttle man for the team, rather. And you may not know this, but he is a very, very good engine builder based out of Myrtle Beach, North Carolina. And he was talking to me just about the technical, nerdy stuff on their engines. And he's a fascinating guy to talk to. I mean, he knows what he's talking about. And that boat is beautifully rigged. It's so incredibly well put together. Now, Jay Waltman and Kyle Miller of Speed Marine up in Jersey, they did a lot of fabrication of, like, the seats and stuff inside that boat, but it was Mark that rigged the whole boat, and it's an impressive piece of equipment for sure. And, of course, North Myrtle Beach RV and Resort and Dry Dock Marina has been a sponsor of Englewood Beach Waterfest for 4 to 5 years, they were telling me. And they are a premium resort right in Myrtle Beach, right on the Intercoastal Waterway.
Support for this race.
Oh, yeah, that's unbelievable.
They've stepped up every time.
Yep. Here comes Team First Responders. They're going to come across the line in fourth in Bracket Class 600 after they have a malfunctioning engine hatch, but it looks like it stayed on for the race. So they will close out their season with a 4th place in this event. So North Myrtle Beach should have 2 laps remaining this time by. And Matt, it's more than 59 seconds now.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be. I mean, they're so far ahead. And to me, it looks like El Bandito Tequila, they're bouncing around a little bit more, so maybe they're kind of falling away from their setup, boat getting a little bit lighter than what they'd like. And it's hard to say. It doesn't look like North Myrtle Beach is burning off their ballast like they were doing every time they came by as previous. They were dumping ballast. Didn't look like they were doing it now. So I don't know how they feel. I don't know what they're pulling their ballast off of, whether it's exhaust. So all boats have water-cooled exhaust. So some teams will have a valve on the supply hose for the exhaust, and they'll divert that into the ballast tank, or they'll have a water pickup on the bottom of the boat, usually controlled by a lever inside the boat, and then you have a switch on the dash that dumps it out, and that's just a bilge pump that turns on that evacuates it pretty quickly. And like I said, a lot of these teams can fill them up within seconds. 10 to 15 seconds, your ballast tank can be full as it needs to be. You don't know how much water's in it. You know how big it is, but normally they won't run a gauge or anything for it. Did you start the timer again?
I sure did.
Wow, look at you. 2 laps in a row. That's awesome. Thank you. So appreciated.
Oh, I learn,
I only had to scold you once.
Got to make sure I have my phone out of my bag. That's helpful.
All right, El Bandito Tequila comes by. 2 laps remaining as Dirt Legal has gotten their checkered flag from our finished boat.
57 seconds that time. So, yeah, they continue to pull away.
What is it?
57 seconds.
57, okay.
I mean, that's not spot on Longines timing, but it's with an iPhone.
Are you starting and stopping the exact same point? It's not the easiest thing to do, but it gives you a ballpark of what they're doing.
Either way, if I'm a second off, I'll go there, but I'm probably not.
Yep. So boatfloater.com, Steve and Stephen Kildall, who've had a great season. Nothing can be taken away from them, just not their day-to-day here in Englewood, but they are your Monster Energy Triple Crown runners, which was the inaugural series that started in New Orleans, went to Sheboygan, and then finished up in St. Pete. First of its kind for offshore power racing, of course, sponsored by Monster Energy, and that was a P1 offshore race. North Myrtle Beach RV Resort getting a little bit of air there on the dogleg side of this course as they come around one more time. Dirt Legal has collected their checkered flag from the finished boat, and I know Cigar Monster went in there too, so maybe they're on the other side and we just can't see them.
Regardless of where El Bandito finishes, this is the last race of the season for that boat. They have no intentions of going to Key West.
Yep.
Steve Miklos usually doesn't change his mind on these things, so you know, they did what they wanted to do. They've run every race they wanted to run this season. They're not going to finish on top, but they're going to probably finish in second today. And you know what? They brought back Britt Lilly. That's a hard one.
Yeah.
And it's just been fun for them.
It has, for sure, and I'm sure Britt's really gotten to enjoy it. He did say it didn't ride quite like his 47-foot victory hull this morning.
No, it's a little different than a victory.
Different.
It's a little different than a Skater 388 Super Cat, but it's his roots, you know.
Cigar Monster Ultimate Boat Racing Experience still out there running as they are in the dogleg side of this course, so I'm not quite sure. All of our other bracket class 600 boats have pulled in. Not quite sure why they are still going. El Bandito Tequila is still currently in second. And where is North Myrtle Beach? Oh, Matt, they're all the way through that turn now.
Gone.
They are just checked out. Look at that. Holy cow.
Yeah, when you look up sometimes and you can't find the boat and you expect it to be a certain distance from you, and then it's all the way at the other end of the car.
Yeah. And they're still getting some air. They're running ballast still because I can see it on our screen. They're dumping ballast now. So they're still filling that tank on the outer leg. Big hop there again by North Myrtle Beach RV Resort, your leaders in Mod V. Putting on a clinic today. They should get the white flag lap next time by. And Matt, you know, most people would go into race management mode at this point and say, all right, we're just going to kind of, you know, they've got the crew on shore running their lap times and comparing to what they are to do second and third. I don't think Mark and Kirk are lifting. I think they're going to keep the hammer down and push her all the way to the end.
Are they familiar with that concept, race management?
Maybe not. Maybe not. Are they familiar with race management? She said yes. Okay, race management.
Okay, well, they are familiar with race management. They're doing a hell of a job.
Right now, they're managing that lead between first and second because it is probably over a minute by now, I would say, back to second place. As both of the other Mod V entries are getting a lot of air through that corner. So there still are some swells out there that they can't quite see. El Bandito Tequila continues to run in second. And BoatFloater.com, a little bit of a bigger gap now between second and third in Mod V. It's always funny you talk to Kirk Hanna, and I talked to him Friday night at the block party. I said, you know, you told me in Sheboygan you had something a little extra special, and you went out there and did the show. I said, what do you got this weekend? And he looked me square in the eyes. He goes, I don't know. We're just going to have to go there and give it our best. So either wasn't going to give his secret away or, you know, they knew this was going to be a level playing field and was going to be kind of a knockout, drag-out race. But they just checked out early from the start and have not looked back in Mod V. So they should get the white flag lap. Not really sure what Cigar Monster Ultimate Boat Racing Experience is doing because now they appear to be running another extra lap as all of our other bracket class 600 boats have pulled in. Dirt Legal Velocity, your unofficial winners in bracket class 700. Cigar Monster Ultimate Boat Racing Experience, your unofficial winners in bracket class 600. We are waiting for North Myrtle Beach RV Resort to finish. And then we will do a helicopter refuel. And then the race, what I think will be the race of the day, one you will not want to miss, and that will be Super Stock. 11 twin Mercury 300 outboard powered catamarans, all around 30 feet in length, various different hulls. You've got Victories, you've got Doug Wrights.
You know, I don't know if you noticed this the last time El Bandito and Sunprint came by. Not Sunprint, excuse me, Boat Floater came by. They were a lot closer, and I'm going to time them one more time because I think they're gaining on them, and I think they're gaining on them enough to make a run for second place.
Maybe they're going to have one more lap to do it. This
exactly,
should be
they've
white
got
flag.
the time to do it.
Well, and if El Bandito Tequila is getting light and they're starting to fly more, you know, they're going to have to trim the setup down and run that boat a little bit more negatively and maybe scrub off a little bit of speed. And as long as the kill balls can stay where they are, maybe they can, like you said, just go a little bit faster and kind of chip away and try and get up into that second place position. You didn't do anything wrong. You said Sunprint, which was the old name of the boat, before they got sponsored by El Bandito Tequila.
Well, I hate to have brain hiccups like that, but they do occur.
They do. Well, we know these boats is a certain name for so long that, you know, to kind of reprogram your brain to figure out what, you know, the new name. It's not the easiest thing to do in the entire world.
Right now, you've got about 6.5 seconds separating those two boats.
Yeah, you're right. That gap has definitely closed because they weren't in that same shot before.
Yep, exactly. They're
So
climbing in.
BoatFloater.com now starting to chip away at the Killdalls. And this is the white flag lap for Mod V. North Myrtle Beach RV Resort takes the white flag. They've got one more lap to go. Oh, Matt, El Bandito Tequila has slowed on the backside of the course. And El Bandito Tequila is slowing. I just looked up, and they have fallen off of a plane.
Looks like they're pulling into the mid.
Britt Lilly and Steve Herman, some sort of mechanical issue for El Bandito Tequila.
So what we were seeing is correct. They were slowing down.
Yeah, I think they were. They might have been slowing just ever so slowly, yes. So that will give now second place to BoatFloater.com.
On the last lap. That's second to last lap?
No, this is it. This is white flag.
Second
This is
to
white
last
flag lap. So North Myrtle Beach RV Resort just has to, as we mentioned, manage their race at this point. Just keep it together for just a few more minutes while they... Matt, I'm going to stand up here for just a second. We should see if we can get one of our cameras to just look south for me if they could. I see something down there. I don't want to say anything, but it's hard to tell.
Which end of the course are you looking toward, Mike?
South side.
Okay, so we got a white flag.
No, it's not what I thought. Okay, never mind.
For boat floater.
I saw a red boat, and I was like, or what I thought to be a red boat in the middle of the course, and I'm like, there's no way that's them. But I actually saw North Myrtle Beach go through the turn while I was standing up and looking. So just wanted to I walked out of my house with a pair of binoculars, but didn't walk into the airport with them. So obviously they stayed at home.
So that's quite a reversal of fortune right now that we're seeing.
Probably. So North Myrtle Beach RV Resort are your leaders in Mod V. BoatFloater.com now moves up to second place after El Bandito Tequila goes out with some sort of mechanical issue. Looking back at our screen, yep, there's North Myrtle Beach. They're still out there going, still catching some air. I don't know what boat I was looking at, but it definitely looked red. Now, Matt, I can tell you about how that boat's running now. Now I definitely think they're in race management mode. They have told themselves, look, we don't need to kill this thing anymore. We got a half a lap to go. We've got an over a minute lead. You know, let's go out there and keep this thing together because you don't want to push it now and lose a race you've led dominantly since the start. On the last half lap, so
it would be a huge,
trim it in a little
huge mistake.
Yep,
to,
trim it
to,
in, put
to
a little
break
bit, put
the boat
tabs
right
down,
now.
just kind of cruise around. Right, Mandy, cruise around this last turn, easy, slowly. Don't do anything crazy.
Oh, boats can break on their own, but you don't need to encourage them.
100%. Mark Hanna and Kirk Rinda doing a great job. Oh, thank you. That would help a lot.
What a
man!
Good
This North Myrtle Beach team is helping everybody this weekend. Thank you. All right, so they enter the northern turn as BoatFloater.com just enters the dogleg section of the course. This is the last lap for Mod V, end of race number 2. Dirt Legal, Team Velocity, your unofficial winners in Class 6. Cigar Monster, Ultimate Boat Racing Experience, your unofficial winners in, Dirt Legal, Team Velocity, your unofficial winners in Bracket Class 700.
And I'm going to repeat that. Unofficial. Unofficial. Everything you've seen today so far is unofficial.
Cigar Monster Ultimate Boat Racing Experience, while completing an extra lap or two, took the win in Bracket Class 600 unofficially. And Mod V, barring any foreseen incidents for about the next quarter mile, let's say, half mile, should go to North Myrtle Beach RV Resort.
People have their phones up in the air to get this finish.
Dumping that ballast, coming across the finish line. Give it up. Your winners in Mod V, North Myrtle Beach RV Resort and Dry Dock Marina.
If you are not impressed by that, you do not have a pulse.
That is a show right there, if I have ever seen one. Those guys, Mark and Kirk, put on a clinic in Mod V. So BoatFloater.com now enters the north end of the course. The Killdalls, look, Matt, can't take anything away from the Killdalls. They had a super successful year. Again, they won the first race of the Triple Crown Series in New Orleans. They went on to win the Monster Energy Triple Crown Series, which ended in St. Pete a couple of weeks ago. So it's a great win for them. Again, this is the oldest boat in the fleet, right? It's been around the longest. Steve Killdall's been doing this for over 40 years, right? Right out of Sarasota, Florida, Scott-free racing.
Faster teams do come and go. Absolutely.
Yep, they do.
There's
and
teams
BoatFloater's
that are
just kind of always been that consistent team, and they just found a bunch of speed.
They are so steady. Their program is so together. They're not guessing at anything. They're
And I remember in New Orleans, I asked them at the awards, I said, so you guys won. Is the new boat order canceled? And they said, we got new feelings about this old boat. We might have to keep her around a little bit longer. So it's a good
fall
boat.
in love with an old boat. That's
good
a problem.
boat. Very competitive. Second place
You got to
in
take your hat off to these guys.
BoatFloater.com. Steve and Steven Kildall.
Way to go, guys.
And that would put El Bandito Tequila, who is just out of our screenshot here, in third after they went down with a lap and a half to go with some sort of mechanical issue.
I am intrigued to know what happened to El Bandito.
I am as well. So North Myrtle Beach RV.
We'll go find out later because Miklos owes me a bottle of tequila. So we've got to go there anyway.
He pulled up the name of his nice red Ferrari.
He did.
He did.
He should be able to give me a bottle of tequila then.
All right, so North Myrtle Beach RV Resort, Kirk Hanna and Mark Rinda will come over to the finish boat and get the checkered flag.
That was outstanding. What a performance.
Didn't see the hatch come up on El Bandito Tequila for a big thumbs up, so I imagine there's some El Bandito Tequila probably expected a little bit better out of themselves today, and unfortunately just didn't have it. Not sure what happened to take them out of the race with only a lap and a half to go. But it's North Myrtle Beach RV Resort, unofficially first in Mod V. As you see, they there get checkered flag right off the bow of our finish boat. And then they will do a parade lap. Dirt Legal Velocity went somewhere with a checkered flag. Oh, they're way down there they just got up on plane. Yep.
Yeah.
So there is the checkered flag for North Myrtle Beach RV Resort.
They seem
barring
kinda
any
happy.
unforeseen rule infractions, rather, they should be your national champions and your world champions for Mod V for 2025 in the APBA Offshore Series.
So the real question
Mark Rinda
is,
and Kirk Hanna.
do you think Miklos will let Britt Lilly run his boat again now that he broke it?
Well, now they're getting up on plane.
Well, it doesn't mean the boat's not broken.
Well, I mean, true. obviously,
obviously.
something happened. I don't know. I think that Nicholas just couldn't get enough time to heal between races and just needed some time to recover. So unfortunately,
well, they're
he's not
done for
able to
the
do it.
season with that boat, and so they've got time to fix everything. If there is whatever's wrong, they've got plenty of time to correct it.
Here comes Dirt Legal Velocity. They are your winners in bracket class 700 after taking the win in Cat 300. They slow down in front of the beach, as we're also looking on our screen at a beautiful shot there of the Red Rocket, as I like to call it, North Myrtle Beach RV Resort Dry Dock Marina. Your unofficial winners. Look at the wheelie there for Dirt Legal, trimming that Mercury Racing 300R up just a little bit, riding a wheelie in a 22-foot Velocity known as the Punisher. That is the model of Velocity powerboats. Brad Christopher and Connor Langheim doing a great job in Dirt Legal. They will head back and get that boat back up on the trailer, and then Connor will help his dad later, I'm sure, with the Jackhammer Manatee Marine Factory stock entry as we wrap up
That was a happy
race
move.
number 2. Up next will be race number 3. That will be Super Stock. Very exciting, 11 boats in Super Stock. And then race number 4 will be bracket 200 in Factory Stock. And then race number 5 will be Super V and Class 1. We will do a helicopter refuel, so it's currently about 12:35. I would imagine between 1 and 1:15 will be the start of our next race. And I really expected the North Myrtle Beach guys to come over closer to the beach and have a fun celebration, but looks like they're going to head straight back in. So we are going to take an extended break for about 30 minutes, and we will be back with race number 3. Again, that will be Super Stock, 11 boats vying for the National Championship and World Championships. Matt Trulio, I am Mike Iwaski. You are watching the 2025 Englewood Beach Waterfest presented by North Myrtle Beach RV Resort and Dry Dock Marina. We'll be back right after this.
Good man.
Welcome to the ultimate getaway, where adventure meets relaxation at North Myrtle Beach RV Resort and Dry Dock Marina, where every day feels like paradise. Settle in with waterfront camping, enjoy tropical vibes at our tiki bar, and make memories under the sun with us. Launch your waterway adventure by renting one of our pontoon boats or catch a wave on our Flow Rider surf simulator. North Myrtle Beach RV Resort, where camping boating, and good times flow together. Book your stay today, 843-390-4FUN, or float on over to nmbRVresort.com.
From classic to contemporary, Englewood Glass and Mirror offers a diverse range of window types and styles. Whether you seek functionality or aesthetics, we've got the perfect window for you. Click here to get started.
Hey RV lovers! Welcome to Cabana Bay RV Resort near Boca Grande. This isn't just camping, it's luxury living. Enjoy a sparkling pool and spa, stunning clubhouse, fitness center, pickleball, dog park, laundry, and direct trail access. Own your RV lot from $150,000, or rent a site with brick paver pads, full hookups, and optional private casita. Discover the getaway everyone's talking about. Visit CabanaBayRVResort.com today.
Boat owners, power sports fans, listen up. This is the fuel you've been waiting for. E-Free Street 93 from Fuel One Team is 93 octane, non-ethanol gas with slipstream additive. That means more power, smoother rides, and no ethanol headaches. Keep your engines clean, strong, and ready for anything. Only with Fuel One Team.
Looking for the perfect taste of island life? Start your day or wind it down at Lock and Key Restaurant, home of great food, friendly faces, and the famous pull tab happy hour everybody's talking about. Come for the drinks, stay for the laughs, and enjoy those unbeatable Gulf views. Then slide next door to Sandbar and Tiki Grill, where live music, tropical cocktails, and island-inspired bites set the tone for pure Minnesota Key fun. And don't forget, Magnolia's on the Bay and Minnesota Key Marina will both be reopening soon, bringing even more of what you love to the Key. Minnesota Key Group, located on beautiful Minnesota Key, Florida.
Jason Saris began offshore racing in 1982. That year, he earned his first win driving Sheer Terror. 4 decades later, Jason has captured 7 national and 8 world championships. His experience in racing and marine engineering drives Team Saris Performance Marine, where precision and performance meet. Since 2009, Jason and his son Johnny continue powering success on today's offshore circuit. 40 years of offshore racing experience are applied every day at Team Saris Performance Marine.
Women have no business driving boats. Nobody says it out loud, but in the boating world, that still seems to be the unwritten rule. And we are here to change that. We've teamed up to create a place for women to belong on the water, not just as passengers, but as drivers. The She Drives movement is about confidence at the helm, docking, towing, throttling, and yes, even racing. So, do you dare to drive? Because it's your turn. Follow us at Leanna, River Hotties, and Demon Bikini Race Team. We're just getting started.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The 2025 Englewood Beach Waterfest presented by North Myrtle Beach RV and Resort and Dry Dock Marina. Mike Iwaski along with Matt Trulio. Give a shout out real quick to our live stream sponsors, North Myrtle Beach RV and Resort, Minnesota Group, Saris Racing Engines Performance Marine, Englewood Glass and Mirror Fire Up Grills, Luke Brothers Construction, and Demon Bikinis, helping this live stream possible today. Produced by Unscene Productions, Dave Messick and his entire crew have done a great job so far. Nothing but compliments. We are on race number 3 here in Englewood, and it is going to be the race of the day. This is Super Stock, 30-foot outboard power catamarans, twin Mercury Racing 300 horsepower engine speeds, 115 to 120, I would say. Wind has really changed directions, Matt Trulio, and has picked up, as Ray LaBadie said, now coming out of the northwest. Pretty stiff.
It's going to bump up the water something. We're expecting it to do that. This is the race of the day. Maybe. Should be, anyway. It's pencils out that way. We had great racing yesterday. We saw 2 outstanding boats dominate. Yep. You know, Ray Marine and Celsius were dominant. But again, this is one race for the World Championships, people. One race. Anybody can get an advantage. Anybody can end up winning here. If Demon Bikini won, I would not be shocked. I would be amazed for them. But it's on. This is going to be a lot of fun, Mike.
It's going to be anybody's game. Now, the start is going to be completely different than what everybody has seen all weekend. They're going to start on the south end of the course, westerly, southwest side of where we are. They're going to run the entire northbound leg of the course. They will not do the dog leg. And then they will get up to the north end of the course, and there is a green buoy entering the turn up on the north end of the course. There are 11 boats in this fleet, so that is going to split the fleet going into the corner. Instead of 11 boats dive bombing into one spot, 5 will go on one side, 6 will go on the other side, and that kind of keeps them separated as they go through that corner. If not, they'll literally probably run over each other if they're not careful.
And this was originally planned as an 11-lap race.
Yep.
It's going to be 8 laps.
Yep.
So they're going to have less time, to get done what they need to get done.
But they're also running 5 more laps than what their heat races were yesterday. Heat races yesterday were only 3 laps apiece. So they're running 5 more laps in this main event for Superstock. Celsius took the win in heat race number 1. Ray Marine took the win in heat race number 2.
Do you want to have some fun?
Okay.
Now, we can pick again, or we can swap our picks.
Ooh,
and that way,
picks.
it means we are biased, but not completely biased.
So
and honestly, we're just making picks for fun, folks. We'd love to have everybody win, but that's really not how it works in competitive sports, and that's exactly how it should be. People win and people lose, and that's just the way it goes. But we have 11 teams out here today.
Starting lineup is going to be Ray Marine is going to have the pole position. They'll be on the inside. Celsius will be in lane number 2. Lane number 3, Allen Lawn Care Landscaping. Lane number 4, Coco's Monkey. Lane 5, Wozencraft. Lane 6, GL Construction Team Bermuda. Lane 7, Diggin' Deep. Lane 8, Moxie X Insurance. Lane 9, Say Less. Lane 10, Drink Kilo. And lane 11, Demon Bikini, all the way on the outside. As it looks like now on the monitor, the boats are starting to get underway. So Jim Jackson has been instructed by APBA Offshore Chair Ryan Beckley to hold these boats as long as he needs to get them lined up. They want a completely fair start for this event. And I can tell you, Matt, from a lot of racing experience, 11 boats, it's really hard to see that green flag on the inside boat.
I was going to say the same thing, Mike. It's really tricky to get 11 teams to get on the same line, on the same plane, running roughly the same speed. I mean, adrenaline's going, boats are encountering different conditions. It's not as easy as it looks, and starting in offshore powerboat racing is an imprecise protocol. It's not always perfect, and it needs to be as close to perfect as it can possibly be. So they're going to make sure it is.
All right, boats are up on plane behind the pace boat. Hard to tell from our vantage point how good the lineup is going to look, but Jim Jackson's going to entrust that these guys hurry up and get in position. Remember, they are bypassing the dog leg. As I'm looking for the green flag, I don't see it yet. Now I think we see a green flag, and we are going to race it in super stock. Race number 3, 11 boats go towards that first corner. Ray Marine's going to be all the way on the inside. They will control what everybody else does in this corner, but they also have to maintain their land. They cannot drift out wide.
If you have not seen a super stock race before, and there's a good chance some of you haven't, you're in for a treat.
That looks like Wozencraft out to the early lead, but now Ray Marine starts to pour on some speed on the inside. Remember, no dog leg, just a straight line race all the way down to the first turn. They'll split that green buoy, the one that sits right next to the orange buoy. Ray Marine picking up where they left off. Matt, look at that. 1-2. Ray Marine and Celsius, 1 and 2. Your winners yesterday from the qualifier races.
I can't imagine what it's like to try to see back in the pack. 3 boats back, you're almost
covered
blind,
in
right?
mist and spray, and it's salt and it crystallizes on everything.
And you're getting bumped around and tossed about the boat a little bit, even though you're strapped in tight as can be.
Look at Wozencraft on the outside of Celsius, though. They are trying to make a move for second place. As they were trying to get around Celsius, Ray Marine goes into the corner. They are in the lead. Wozencraft makes a move on the outside. They now take over second place. Celsius relegated back to third, and I think was passed on the outside by somebody else. What a run for this Wozencraft team, though, Matt. A new team this year to Superstock Racing. Racing with the Maldonado family.
Big leap by Ray Marine right there.
Yep, that's Coco's Monkey all the way on the outside. There is Digging Deep at Celsius on the inside. We are 4, 5, 6 boats wide as we exit this turn. Ray Marine, your early leader in Super Stock, running 8 laps. And this should complete 1 lap this time by as the green liveried Victory Hull S89 Gary Ballou, Cole Leibel, your leaders in Super Stock. But look at this whole group behind him. If you look beyond Wozencraft, it's a mass exodus of people behind him. Coco's Monkey now up into third. Celsius relegated back to fourth. Digging Deep in Allen Lawn Care Landscaping, trying to battle for fifth. There's Moxie X Insurance trying to get up between those 2 boats. What a run in the back of the field in Superstock. This is going to be super crazy as we head into this southerly turn. It was Ray Marine in the lead. Wozencraft all the way now into second, and a solid second place at that.
Well, they've got Julian back, Julian Maldonado, and he is a hard-nosed throttleman, and he works with Jeremy Sheeta. They've meshed together very easily. I've spoken to him a lot about it. Their communication in the cockpit is excellent.
Team Bermuda goes by the finish line to start their race. Not sure why they're so far off the pace, as it still looks like Ray Marine out to the early lead. This is a victory. This is a Victory Hull as well. Now Cole Leibel has a new one, and it will be ready for the 2026 season. Gary Ballou said, "Look, we could have thrashed and gotten it ready for here or possibly Key West, but he said we're doing good in this boat. We've got this boat figured out. Don't really need to make the change."
They have a very competitive boat, so there's no reason in rushing the new one. I mean, you want the new thing, of course, anybody does, but the boat they have is extremely competitive in this class.
And he said it increases its value the more it goes out there and wins, the better it does. He said they have plenty of people looking at it. As now it looks like we're going back to a battle for second place. Now on this lap they will do the dog leg, so they'll be running to that yellow buoy. We do have a boat down in the middle of the course, as I just looked up. That looks like Drink Kilo. Drink Kilo is down in the middle of the course. So I didn't see them real good on the start. Not sure what happened. But there's a battle, Matt, now I think shaping up for second place. And it looks like it's going to be between Wozencraft and Wozencraft and Coco's Monkey. There they are. Pete and AJ Bogino in Coco's Monkey. And there you look at the Wozencraft boat. If Devin Wozencraft is listening, thank you for a great evening last night. It was a ton of fun.
We have to thank Devin for taking us out and taking great care of us. It was really wonderful, Devin. Thank you, my friend.
Allen Lawn Care Landscaping now trying to make a move on Celsius. We talked to Jay Muller, and he said he probably wasn't going to change a whole bunch for this race, but I don't know if that was the right idea or not. It looked like a really good start for all of the super stock entries. as we now look at Allen Lawn Care Landscaping. They're going to control that inside lane into this turn on the inside of Celsius. Ray Marine continues to lead. Wozencraft in second. Coco's Monkey has lost some ground now to Wozencraft behind them. Matt, could you imagine Wozencraft getting on the podium this weekend? What a way to wrap up their APBA first season in APBA Superstar.
And it's Jeremy Sheeta's first season, but he has been a high performance powerboat owner.
Yep.
He's kind of like Bill Piper in that way.
Yep.
And a poker runner. He did that for so long. So yes, he is a rookie, but he's a rookie who has been behind the wheel of boats far faster and more powerful than the one he currently races with.
Well, and this is one of the boats that sits in the Manatee Marine stable, so of course it's got a pedigree of known to win. It's the old Dubai police boat. Victory Hull, very successful, and they are getting that boat figured out slowly but surely as we look at Wozencraft running currently in second in Super Stock. Ray Marine comes across the line, completing lap number 2. Gary Ballou, Cole Leibel, picking right up where they left off yesterday. Matt, boat looks perfect, not really leaving the water at all.
But Wozencraft sticking right with him, as is Coco's Monkey. They are
Monkey.
Always in contention, it seems, Mike.
100%. As we take a look at the rest of the Superstock fleet going by, Allen Lawn Care Landscaping has gotten around Celsius now. Celsius, your Heat 1 winner yesterday. Chris Hopgood and Jay Muller not having the day they would like today. As Digging Deep goes by, we get Moxie X Insurance, Say Less MF, and Demon Bikini. Drink Kilo, we believe, is out of this race. We haven't seen them. We did see them down the inside of the course, but have not seen them come by. And I haven't seen. Oh, there's Team Bermuda. All right, Team Bermuda is now just coming across the finish line to complete lap number 2. Well, as we talked about yesterday, there is S25 GL Construction Team Bermuda. Matt, as we talked about yesterday, there's a ton of experience in this Ray Marine boat. Cole Leibel, Gary Ballou are super experienced in catamaran outboard racing. We just won't say super stock. We'll say catamaran outboard racing, obviously, because Gary Ballou ran XCAT for many years overseas, and that's where these victory hulls really come from, is XCAT.
Yeah, and as I said yesterday, there's not many more, if any, tunnel boat catamaran racers who have more experience than Gary Ballou in outboard powered cats. There's very few more.
Gary Ballou's run other things. He ran CRC, Team Sunlight Supply. He ran the Abu Dhabi MTI. He's run a lot of other boats, but he's kind of really known as that outboard catamaran guy, XCAT, Superstock. Been around Superstock for so long. Actually used to own this boat that they race now, and then sold it to Cole Leibel as it became the Ray Marine. There is Drink Kilo down on the inside of the course. So Ray Marine goes into the dogleg. If there is a team that's good at managing what they're doing, it's going to be this group. Wozencraft still runs in second, and I believe Coco's Monkey just behind them. Cut across the rooster tail just a little bit. Coco's Monkey in third. Coco's Monkey seemed to maybe close the gap a little bit on that Wozencraft boat in front of them as the remainder of the Superstock fleet starts to enter the dogleg. Of course, Coco's Monkey is for sale.
Has been for some time.
And it's, I was talking to Pete in Sheboygan, and I said, I'm really surprised it hasn't sold. It's a successful boat. It's fast. You guys run up towards the front. You've won, so I'm really not quite sure why nobody wants to buy it. This is going to be a race, though. If they can hold that position, they may be able to just get to the inside. It'll be interesting to see what Wozencraft does. Oh, they go back to the outside, okay? Okay, so I think Wozencraft went right to the pin, and Coco's Monkey said, nah, we can't stick it in there. We're not going to be able to hold that. And anytime you cross over the wake, it really costs you a lot of time. Demon Bikini now entering the north end of the course.
I don't know if we mentioned this, but Pete Bogino is A.J. Bogino's father. They are a father and son
team out of New York.
I think they're the only father and son team out there today, aren't they?
In Superstock, I believe so.
In Superstock. No, there's others elsewhere.
Yeah. Ray Marine exits the turn. This is going to complete lap number 3 of 8, so 5 laps remaining. Now, when races get up into 5, 6, 7, 8 laps, it really becomes a race of attrition. These motors do have Guardian mode on them. Just like the Class 1 motors we talked about yesterday. And Guardian mode will prevent these engines from having some sort of catastrophic failure, losing oil pressure, water temperature, overheat, airflow. It's got all kinds of stuff that it'll do. So you got to finish to win it. So Cole Leibel and Gary Ballou have to do just that. But what a run for Wozencraft. That boat looks absolutely perfect, Matt.
Yeah, they set it up really well, and they're just 4 or 5 seconds ahead of the third place boat right now.
And I thought Coco's Monkey was going to really be able to make a move going into that turn, but they had to jump hop over the wake and just weren't able to stick that line.
Now, Ray Marine is holding about a 15-second lead over everybody else at the moment.
Okay.
When I say everybody else, I mean the next closest boat.
Celsius currently running in fourth place as Say Less MF goes by. Chad Rootshill and Rusty Williams, they will come out next in factory stock and race their MTI. Of course, that boat used to be the old Performance Center Super Stock raced by Myra Coyle and Rusty Williams, as GL Construction Team Bermuda goes across the finish line to complete lap number 3. 5 laps remain in Super Stock. Gary Ballou, Cole Leibel, S89, Ray Marine. And Matt, as I look on the screen, the wind has picked up. It's a pretty substantial breeze, and I really think it's affecting these boats crab walking on that outer leg.
Yes.
As they exit the turn and run back into the dogleg, it's kind of starting to push them around.
But what I haven't seen, at least from our monitor, I haven't seen any big, crazy leaps into the air. I haven't seen any flight, and so these guys are obviously cognizant of the wind direction, and they're not over trimming, and they're trying to keep their boats on the water.
Well, it was so rough when I talked to Gary Ballou at the driver's meeting this morning. It was so rough when Gary Ballou told me they could not run over 100 yesterday. They did not. They were unable to see 100 miles an hour, so that tells you how rough it was out there. As Ray Marine continues to lead, Wozencraft in second. Coco's Monkey in third. And Coco's Monkey definitely loses some ground to that second-place boat on the south end of this course, but they kind of get through this dogleg, they get into this little bit of a stiffer breeze, and they're able to pick up the pace and get back up on the transom of Wozencraft. Wozencraft in second, Ray Marine in third. Allen Lawn Care Landscaping is in fourth. Celsius is in fifth. Not sure what's going on with Jay Muller and Chris Hopgood, as they were our Heat 1 winners yesterday. Allen Lawn Care Landscaping, Billy Allen and Randy Keys running that red dug right. Billy Allen and Randy Keys both been racing for a multiple number of years, joined forces a couple of years ago. Randy Keys used to run factory stock, and then he was dabbling in Supercat just a little bit. And then his boat was involved in a non-racing water accident, towing it to Michigan City. They were towing the boat through a rainstorm, and the truck actually hydroplaned, and when it did, it flipped the whole truck and boat and trailer over into a ditch and actually totaled the boat and the trailer, and that was the end of Randy Keys's
quick
Supercat
side note,
career.
I've had a couple of viewers reach out and say their stream is buffering, and that's not happening on this end. We've checked it top to bottom here, and I am sorry for that. Buffering is such a nuisance, but unfortunately it is part of live streaming, and the better the streams get, the less we have it, but we've checked everything, so let's hope it clears up on your end. And there goes Wozencraft again.
Wozencraft running a solid second place in this super stock race, completing lap number 4 of 8. So now we are at the halfway point as Coco's Monkey currently runs in third. Allen Lawn Care Landscaping, boat number S17, running in fourth. I talked to Billy Allen this morning, and he thought it was his day yesterday, as that was my pick to win race number 2, or heat number 2 rather. And it was their type of water. I think they were just a little bit off on the start. And these boats are so evenly matched that once they get a little bit of a gap between them, it's really hard to make up any ground, if you would. You really need the boat to do something different, either go away from you or come to you with setup in order to be able to make up any ground. And they just haven't, nobody's really been able to do that. As Diggin' Deep leads Say Less MF and Moxie X Insurance. Again, Drink Kilo went out early with some sort of mechanical issue. Not sure what happened to them.
I didn't know this, Mike, but Eric Colby just pointed it out to me that the only super stock boat in the fleet with a Scott Porte modified bottom is Coco's Monkey.
I believe that is true.
So he only does one boat per class, that's what I'm told.
All right, Ray Marine continues to lead in Super Stock. Kind of doing the same thing that North Myrtle Beach RV Resort did. Now, I look at my screen, and what I see is Coco's Monkey. I don't see Wozencraft quite yet. They could be out of my camera view, but they were currently running in second. And Ray Marine is really pulling away from the rest of the
Yeah,
fleet,
they've
just like our Mod V race, putting on a clinic.
Except this one's green, right?
Oh, yeah, this is a green clinic.
Or do we
not
call it
not a-
chartreuse?
Yeah, chartreuse green clinic, not a red clinic.
Yeah,
So,
green
Matt,
works
as
for
I
me.
look up, away from the screen, I do not see Wozencraft. That's Coco's Monkey
That is Coco's Monkey
exiting
coming
the
across
dogleg.
our
So
view
where
right
is
now.
Wozencraft? And that's Alan
That's-
Lawn Care
that-
Landscaping. So
that is Alan
Wozencraft
right
is
there.
out of this race somewhere.
They have moved into third place, it
Must
appears.
be on the north side of the course. Not sure what happened. They had such a good run going.
And we don't have any helicopter action, so I don't think that they've broken down.
I don't.
and
Well,
they
I
may
don't think
have.
they had a. I don't think they had a wreck. They could be broken down somewhere.
Yeah, excuse me.
I don't think they had a wreck. But so that should put Allen Lawn Care Landscaping up in third. Celsius up in fourth. Digging deep now in fifth. Now does that?
No.
That's
It's
Team
not.
Bikini. All right. So now Coco's Monkey is giving chase to Ray Marine. You got a Doug Wright versus a Victory Hull.
I just got a quick note from Devin Wozencraft. They've got a mechanical. They're out of the race. They're
Okay.
heading back to the pit. So Wozencraft is out of it.
Yep. Our
We're down
second
to
place
10.
boat has dropped out. A race of attrition, as I mentioned, running so many laps. This will complete lap number 5. 3 to go in this Super Stock main event.
Thank you, Devin.
And again, thank you for a lovely evening last night. Ray Marine continues to lead. Now, their crew on land is definitely telling them what's happened. They said Wozencraft is out of the race. They're definitely giving him a gap, and now I think it's just going to be management of a race for this Ray Marine team. As Coco's Monkey currently runs in second. This Doug Wright Hull, sponsored by Coco's Monkey, a boutique clothing store down in Key West with multiple locations. I haven't seen them here this weekend, though, selling merchandise. She's usually at every race. This is a good race for selling stuff. Allen Lawn Care Landscape, they currently are up now to third, in Super Stock. Lap number 5 in the books, three to go.
I don't think he could be running that boat any more perfectly than he is. It is just 100% perfect on the
Yep.
trim, flat to the water, not in the air much, and if it does get in the air, it's level and it's back on the water as quickly as possible.
So Celsius is now up to fourth. And I kind of think that this whole group behind Celsius, at least digging deep and say less MF, is kind of catching the boat in front of them. As we get a look at Demon Bikini and X Insurance. The fastest boat, I think, right now on the course, Matt, is GL Construction Team Bermuda. They were way behind, and now they're getting up into that back group, starting to mess with Moxie X Insurance.
There's
So
a
they
lot
could
of
be-
talent in Say Less FM, both their super stock and their factory stock
Yep,
boat. They're-
and it's the same team that run both. So, it's Chad Rootsill and Rusty Williams will run Super Stock and Factory Stock, which will be our next race this weekend. On Sunday, you're watching the 2025 Englewood Beach Waterfest presented by North Myrtle Beach RV Resort and Dry Dock Marina. And, of course, our live stream sponsors, North Myrtle Beach RV Resort, Minnesota. I was on a piece of paper. Here we go. Minnesota Group, Cyrus Racing Performance Marine, Englewood Glass and Mirror, Fire Up Grills, Luke Brothers Construction, and Demon McKinney, our live stream sponsors. As we continue to wind down this Super Stock race, Ray Marine in the lead, Coco's Monkey in second. And it should be Allen Lawn Care Landscaping in third.
Should be. I'm going to try and get a split time on Coco's when they go by and
Okay.
see what the deal is there. 'Cause
As you talked about during the heat races yesterday with this Ray Marine train, Cole Leibel comes from a pedigree of racers. Lauren Leibel, his dad.
Uncle
Uncle
Lorne. That's okay. I
Lorne,
talked to
right?
Uncle Lorne yesterday, and he's a great guy.
Yep.
He's kind of a classic. He did that. That Bahamas race, the Gateway Ocean Cup Gateway Challenge with Bob Latham, and I think it was our own Ryan Beckley who
was in the
joined
boat
them,
with him.
our APBA class
He owns a
Offshore Racing Commission chairman.
owns a 47-foot Apache. You can see videos of it, usually all over YouTube or Facebook. Beautiful boat. He restored it.
Yep.
Got it back into original condition, and it's just a fantastic piece of equipment. It is a tank, to say the least.
It's also they're also Gary Ballou and Cole Leibel are an international team. Cole's from Canada.
Yep, you're right.
We forget that. And Gary is I think Gary has to be from lifelong Florida.
I think so.
I can't imagine he's ever lived anywhere else.
No,
other than the Middle East for a spell.
I'm sitting here going through Gary Ballou's sponsors in my head. He had Mapai one time was a sponsor of his. He's been around a very long time racing super stock. And it took a little while. It did take a little while for him and Cole to kind of get things together and get that victory hull to run. I think when he sold it to Cole, the program really transitioned.
It didn't come instantly. They had to work at it.
No, not by any means. Super stock, I mean, no boat racing comes easily to anybody, but super stock to me is another difficult race. Just like Mod V and just like factory stock Class 1, all of it's difficult to do.
So, give or take a tenth of a second, Ray Marine is 17 and a half seconds ahead of Coco's Monkey.
No, unfortunately, no way to know. We have nothing to see what they're doing. They're right at about the 100-mile-an-hour mark going this way back down. Probably a little slower going into the wind so they don't lift too much.
That was Mike just answering a question from a fan about speed.
Celsius comes across the line. They are currently running in 4th place. Digging deep behind them.
Oh, there's a big flyer, the biggest one I've seen yet.
Sales MF, Demon Bikini, and then GL Construction Team Bermuda. Matt, again, to me, the fastest boat on the course is that black and gray Doug Wright, GL Construction Team Bermuda. They've gotten around Moxie X Insurance now, and they've set their sights on Demon Bikini. They are completing lap number 6, so 2 more to go in this Super Stock main event. Ray Marine continues to lead. Up next will be race number 4. This will be bracket class 200 and factory stock.
Should be another good one.
Should be. And then we will do another helicopter refuel and one more race to round out the 2025 Englewood Beach Waterfest presented by North Myrtle Beach RV and Resort. That will be Super V and Class 1. This is really good Class 1 water. This is exactly what those boats like. A nice little stiff breeze, a nice chop on the top to break up the boat, get good speed out of it. WHM and DeFalco.
Obviously, you can't call a race before it's happened, but I would look for DeFalco to put on a clinic in that race and just show us how a Class 1 boat is supposed to be run.
And I would love to see WHM get it figured out and get it running. Billy Moff, I talked to him at length this morning, did have some Guardian issues, and it happened on that same spot. It happened every time. They'd go right past the finish line boat, and then it would go into Guardian mode, and they'd have to reset it, forced with some overheating issues. Possibly related to water pressure. So, Billy will get these Class 1 motors, these Mercury Racing Twin Turbo 1100 competition engines figured out eventually. It just takes a lot of time because they're not like a lot of other engines that you race. They're a little finicky, right, with their Guardian mode. They first came out, they had a lot of water pressure issues and getting the pickups adjusted correctly because, believe it or not, they actually were sensitive to too much water pressure.
Well,
not enough.
By the way, that the Cat 300 Lanier boat was running around, I thought it might be going into Guardian. I thought it might be stuck in Guardian because they run a 300R.
Yep. Possibly, yeah.
I don't know that. That is just nothing but speculation, but they were not able to get much above 30 miles an hour, which smells like Guardian to me, but again, I can't guarantee that.
Ray Marine continues to lead. Coco's Monkey in 2nd. Allen Lawn Care Landscaping in 3rd. Celsius in 4th. Digging Deep in 5th. Sales MF in 6th. Demon Bikini in 7th. And GL Construction Team Bermuda, what I believe the boat to be turning the fastest lap times right now would be that super stock team currently running a little bit further back in the pack. So Ray Marine comes by, and then they take the white flag. So this would be the last lap in super stock for Ray Marine. This will give them, I believe, the national championship and the world championship if they can bring it home and keep it sunny side up. And the only reason I say that, well, because think of our factory stock yesterday, the last lap, what happened? Good Boy Vodka Go GPS made a desperate move to the inside. Had to make it stick. Had to try, and unfortunately they went over.
You know, that was it was an aggressive move. Rob Lockyer is not known to be a guy who does backs away from challenges, and he went in there hard, and it didn't work out.
S17 Allen Lawn Care Landscaping currently running in third in Super Stock. Matt, all these Super Stock boats have really kind of spread out. At least our top three have. Now you have Celsius. They're going to come across the line. All of them getting the white flag lap.
Celsius looks to be running rather well. It just doesn't have the.
It looks flat. It looks
the
like
juice
it's just
that it had
stuck.
yesterday.
It just doesn't look like it has the speed.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it has the speed. It's just running well.
Digging Deep goes by, Sayless goes by, and here comes GL Construction, Team Bermuda. They keep running the way they are. I think they're probably going to get around Sayless MF at this point before they come back by and collect the checkered flag. 1 lap to go here in Super Stock. And around 1 o'clock today, 2 o'clock today, Splash the Otter is going to be coming out. He is part of the Peace River Canine Search and Rescue Association, a nonprofit organization that trains search and rescue dogs, and they've actually trained an otter to search underwater. It was trained by an individual, and apparently it's something to do with the bubbles in the water, and he can taste it, and he's able to find bodies underwater, and I think they're using him in Chicago now, trying to get something solved up there. So pretty cool to think you can train an otter to be a search and rescue animal.
It looks to me like Demon Bikini is pulling in and done for the day.
He is going to be up in our Pit Village area.
Who splashed the otter?
Environment. The Conservation Village. Thank you for the correct word there, Ray LaBadie. It wasn't coming out of my head easily, I can tell you that. Conservation Village. Go check out Splash the Otter, part of the Peace River Canine Search and Rescue Association.
What a world, Mike. Splash the Otter.
Yeah, I mean, he was telling me that he like
follows the bubbles to dead bodies.
He had a leash around his neck, and he pulled one way, 2 for left, 1 for right. It's pretty cool to hear the story. So definitely interesting to check out Splash the Otter. All right, Ray Marine enters this north turn one more time. Halfway through, Gary Blue, Cole Leibel, they are going to straighten it up, and they are going to look at a checkered flag. And the unofficial win here in Super Stock. Won their heat race yesterday and came out and won the main event today and did so handily in the victory. Gary Ballou, Cole Leibel. Second place looks like it should go to Coco's Monkey. And third place should go to Allen Lawn Care Landscaping. So I picked Coco's Monkey and Allen Lawn Care Landscaping. So my choices came in second and third. Not half bad.
Didn't I take Ray Marine?
And there is a checkered flag for Ray Marine, Cole Leibel, Gary Ballou, your winners in Super Stock. Coco's Monkey should come across the line next. They will come in second place.
Outstanding.
Pete
Just
and AJ
outstanding
Bajoino from New
Monkey.
York. Yep. Any of these fans watching from the beautiful beaches in Englewood, if you want to go race, you can go buy that white Super Stock outboard. I think the last time he posted it for sale, he'd throw in props and a whole bunch of other stuff. Very competitive boat. It's a Doug Wright hull.
Yeah.
Doug Wright, really the dominant boat right now in this class is Doug Wright. I mean, the victories are fast. Obviously, Gary Ballou, Cole Leibel do very well. Jackhammer was a victory hull. That is now the Drinkilo boat.
Mm-hmm.
Wozencraft is a victory hull. That's the old Dubai police boat. Here comes Allen Lawn Care Landscaping. They are going to come across the line third place. Billy Allen, Randy Keys. Not the weekend they wanted.
Still very consistent.
Yep.
Bill Allen ran an excellent race.
Yep.
And as
wanted
did
to
Randy
be
Keys.
a little bit rougher for sure. And here comes Celsius.
Mr.
Chris Hopgood and Jay Muller. They're going to come across the line in fourth. Digging Deep going to come across the line in fifth. Sayless MF going to come across the line in sixth. And GL Construction Team Bermuda going to come across the line in seventh. Matt, they didn't catch Sayless MF. I thought they could.
I think we did well. I mean, a good, strong race.
Yep.
We had some attrition, nothing crazy.
Yep.
We didn't have any wrecks, which is always a blessing. Yesterday was busy with 2 overturns, and today so far so good. Knock wood, we won't see any of those.
And Drink Kilo went out early with a mechanical issue, and then Wozencraft went out early with a mechanical issues as well, as we see Moxie X Insurance come across the finish line to believe take 9th in Super Stock. So that will wrap up race number 3. Race number 4 will be up next. That will be Bracket Class 200 and Factory Stock. We will explain the details of Factory Stock a little bit later. Bracket Class 200 will have one boat out there today, and that will be OC Racing, Joseph Oliverio, and Billy Glick running that 39 Phantom.
Yeah, so they're not going to get a Mod V boat to compete with them and play around with them today, are they?
Nobody to mess with.
It was fun yesterday, though, wasn't it?
It was a good time. And OC Racing, I do believe with a little bit of work, OC Racing could probably go race in Super V if they wanted to. But they enjoyed the bracket class racing just a little bit easier on the equipment. Don't have to string it out as much. As you see Ray Marine. It looks like Cole up on the deck there. Going to collect the checkered flag from our finished boat. And they will head back to the pits and celebrate their win. I think so.
Gary was really happy yesterday when we saw him he was sitting on the boat getting towed back into the pits, and I think he's probably even happier today.
Yep. There's the checkered flag.
Yeah, they're enthusiastic.
Congratulations, Ray Marine, your winners in Super Stock. So we wrap up race number 3. Again, race number 4 will be Bracket Class 200 and Factory Stock. We will take a short break, get some commercials thrown in, and be back. You are watching the 2025 Englewood Beach Waterfest presented by North Myrtle Beach RV Resort and Dry Dock Marina. From Matt Trulio, I am Mike Iwaski. We'll be back right after this.
Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more.
Welcome to the ultimate getaway, where adventure meets relaxation at North Myrtle Beach RV Resort and Dry Dock Marina, where every day feels like paradise. Settle in with waterfront camping, enjoy tropical vibes at our tiki bar, and make memories under the sun with us. Launch your waterway adventure by renting one of our pontoon boats or catch a wave on our Flow Rider surf simulator. North Myrtle Beach RV Resort, where camping, boating, and good times flow together. Book your stay today, 843-390-4FUN, or float on over to nmbRVresort.com.
From classic to contemporary, Englewood Glass and Mirror offers a diverse range of window types and styles. Whether you seek functionality or aesthetics, we've got the perfect window for you. Click here to get started.
Hey RV lovers! Welcome to Cabana Bay RV Resort near Boca Grande. This isn't just camping, it's luxury living. Enjoy a sparkling pool and spa, stunning clubhouse, fitness center, pickleball, dog park, laundry, and direct trail access. Own your RV lot from $150,000, or rent a site with brick paver pads, full hookups, and optional private casita. Discover the getaway everyone's talking about. Visit CabanaBayRVResort.com today.
Boat owners, power sports fans, listen up. This is the fuel you've been waiting for. E-Free Street 93 from Fuel One Team is 93 octane, non-ethanol gas with slipstream additive. That means more power, smoother rides, and no ethanol headaches. Keep your engines clean, strong, and ready for anything. Only with Fuel One Team.
Looking for the perfect taste of island life? Start your day or wind it down at Lock and Key Restaurant, home of great food, friendly faces, and the famous pull tab happy hour everybody's talking about. Come for the drinks, stay for the laughs, and enjoy those unbeatable Gulf views. Then slide next door to Sandbar and Tiki Grill, where live music, tropical cocktails, and island-inspired bites set the tone for pure Minnesota Key fun. And don't forget, Magnolia's on the Bay and Minnesota Key Marina will both be reopening soon, bringing even more of what you love to the Key. Minnesota Key Group, located on beautiful Minnesota Key, Florida.
Jason Saris began offshore racing in 1982. That year, he earned his first win driving Sheer Terror. 4 decades later, Jason has captured 7 national and 8 world championships. His experience in racing and marine engineering drives Team Saris Performance Marine, where precision and performance meet. Since 2009, Jason and his son Johnny continue powering success on today's offshore circuit. 40 years of offshore racing experience are applied every day at Team Saris Performance Marine.
Women have no business driving boats. Nobody says it out loud, but in the boating world, that still seems to be the unwritten rule. And we are here to change that. We've teamed up to create a place for women to belong on the water, not just as passengers, but as drivers. The She Drives movement is about confidence at the helm, docking, towing, throttling, and yes, even racing. So, do you dare to drive? Because it's your turn. Follow us at Leanna, River Hotties, and Demon Bikini Race Team. We're just getting started.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 2025 Englewood Beach Waterfest presented by North Myrtle Beach RV and Resort. Mike Uoski, Matt Trulio getting ready to bring you race number 4, bracket class 200, and factory stock. Had to wait for Say Less MF to come out as that team just raced in the Superstock race 20 minutes ago. We did refuel the helicopter, so that is back up in the air.
Looked pretty good, too. CFMF looked better.
Yep. Our live stream sponsors, North Myrtle Beach RV and Resort and Dry Dock, Minnesota Group, Saris Racing Engines, Performance Marine, Englewood Glass and Mirror, Fire Up Grills, Luke Brothers Construction, and Demon Bikini. All right, factory stock. Matt, we are one less boat. Going to run 6 laps here on Sunday.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And we were without Good Boy Vodka Go GPS, which I showed you a picture during our break. Boat suffered more damage than what was originally thought.
We're down 1 boat because of the wreck yesterday at the end of the last race. The last corner of the last race, Go GPS, Good Boy Vodka dove in and they rolled and went over, and the boat was not to be repaired in 24 hours.
We didn't know it had that crack.
We didn't know that at the time.
We didn't know it had that big crack down the side of it that we saw.
Yeah,
in the
we didn't know that
pictures.
then. But so we've got 4 and one bracket 200 boat, OC Racing. So.
Yep. 151 took the win in factory stock yesterday. Jackhammer Manatee Marie came in second after Good Boy Vodka Go GPS flipped over. And we've got boats up on a plane, and we're getting ready to go racing in factory stock. 4 boats wide. 151 Express on the pole, Jackhammer in the middle, Mottlick third, and Say Less MF on the outside. And wait for the green flag. And there it is, green flag, going racing, factory stock style. Look at that start by Jackhammer Manatee Marine. Matt Trulio, holy cow, they got shot out of a cannon.
Slingshot right to the front. Look at that. But look at Mottlick, too.
Yeah,
Pushing
Mottlick
hard.
didn't have a lot of speed, or didn't appear to have a lot of speed yesterday. I think they've kind of gotten that figured out. 151 Express is going to be on the inside.
No lack
So
of
right now,
talent.
those top three of our boats are in contention for the win for this national and world championship here in Englewood. So this is going to be your all or nothing race here in factory stock. Bracket class 200 boat getting underway. That is OC Racing, Joseph Oliverio, and Billy Glick running unopposed in bracket class 200. 39-foot Phantom. Got to love the sound of this boat. They'll enjoy a good ride today with this breeze and bump. As we go back to our factory stock race. So, Matt, it looks like Jackhammer, Manatee Marine, and Mottlick, they are battling for the lead side by side going through this turn. Where is 151 Express? They were on the inside of this group. And, Matt, it's early to say as we're running 6 laps here, but I'm really impressed by this Jackhammer, Manatee Marine entry.
They started strong yesterday but faded quickly. Let's see what happens. If you haven't noticed from your screen, it has gotten windy here. It's light white caps. So, and it's out of the, what direction are we coming out of now?
This is going to be out of the northwest.
And that supposedly makes it rough here. So we'll find out.
So you've got what appears to be Jackhammer, Manatee Marine in the lead, Mottlick in second. We are looking for 151 Express. I believe that's them all the way to the left-hand side of our screen. There's one of your hops. So Jackhammer, Manatee Marine, Matt, is a Valor hull. What can you tell us about those?
What can I tell you about them? Well, I know it was rigged at Manatee Marine.
Well, then there you go.
Really,
we got to change. We got to change for the lead. Mottlick dove to the inside of Jackhammer Manatee through the dog leg. Haven't seen a pass through there in a while. And Matt, now it looks like it looked like I kind of thought Sayless MF was getting up with this group.
Yeah.
And 151 Express all the way back in fourth. Your winners yesterday now in the back of the pack. Not sure what happened to Ian Morgan and Nick Imprescia after they put on a great race yesterday. But this is kind of what we also expected to see out of Mottlick.
Well, right now, nobody has really stretched it out. There's still plenty of race, plenty of room for people to catch up and change position.
Say Less MF is now trying to look up the inside of Jackhammer Manatee Marine. Let's see if they can make a move for second, as Billy Glick and Joseph Oliverio are running bracket class 200 in OC Racing.
Well, the advantage to having such a small class is we didn't have to wait for them to get lined up for the start.
This is true. They were.
It happened quickly.
They went pretty quick. Mottlick is starting to pull away now from Jackhammer Manatee Marine. Oh.
Wow.
Jackhammer Manatee Marine did something really weird down there. I think they almost kind of hooked it and went around. It was a big splash. But the boat is still upright and running, so let's see how that affected them. Mottlick looks great. Logan Aiden and Giovanni Carpatella. The 39, Doug Wright. This is a great team.
More than a little talent in that boat, for sure.
You what? I'm sorry?
A lot of talent in that boat.
Oh, yeah.
Tremendous amount.
Tremendous amount of talent in that boat. 151 Express. Now they've moved up to second. Say Less MF in third. Jackhammer Manatee Marine. Oh, they are very slow. Big rooster tail up now. Interested to see if what happened in that turn. I mean, it was a big splash. I couldn't quite see what it was, but they did something down there, and that has obviously cost them a tremendous amount of speed.
From where we sit, we're about 2 miles from that turn, so it is pretty tricky to see it. We're looking at the monitor.
Yep.
But that happened in an eye blink, and all of a sudden, 151 Express is back in the hunt with Say MF.
Well, they weren't even nowhere near Say Less MF, or Say Less MF, I thought.
Say Less MF.
Yeah. There is Mottlick. They continue to lead in factory stock, completing lap number 1. Now on lap number 2. And I believe 151 Express now should be in second. So I think if it finished like this, I think 151 Express would win it.
You mean overall?
Overall for the weekend, I believe. OC Racing, bracket class 200, Joseph Oliverio and Billy Glick. A couple of these 39-foot Phantoms out there, Matt. Justice League is another one, based out of this almost the same town, Sarasota, Florida area. Two very well-respected gentlemen in the sport. Of course, Billy Glick running Super V for many, many years. Some very famous battles with Instigator.
Boat. Yeah. Peter Meyer and Billy Glick going head-to-head.
Some of the best videos out there. of those guys rubbing paint. All right, back to factory stock. Now, what is going on? Is that 151 Express is in the lead, Matt?
That's what it looks like from the monitor, Mike.
Where did Mottlick go? And now Jackhammer Manatee Marine is up and running. Mottlick is out, or not out, but they're not with this lead group. 151 Express now takes the lead. And Say Less MF in second. And Jackhammer Manatee Marine got up to speed, and they are now currently in third. That's 151. 151 Express is in the lead. Mottlick must be somewhere up to or down on the south end of this course somewhere.
That could be Mottlick
actually,
down there at the end
that's them
now.
right there.
Yeah.
They're coming through the dogleg now.
It is.
Wow, what happened to Mottlick? They are definitely slow. And it looks like, Matt, they're pulling to the inside of the course, and they are. So Mottlick looks to be out of the race at this time. Giovanni Carpatella and Logan Aiden. I had a pretty commanding lead there, but now it puts the young guns back in it. Ian Morgan and Nick Impressia in boat 66, 151 Express are in the lead. Say Less MF in second and Jackhammer in third. So I think if it finished as it was right now, it would probably be 151 Express, Jackhammer, and Say Less MS, your top three in Englewood. Boat number 66, an MTI hull. As we talked about yesterday, Matt, these are production-based boats. Actually, a 1-2 MTI punch here. In St. Pete, we had a MTI podium with all three MTI teams taking the top three spots in St. Pete. Good to see Jackhammer Manatee Marine back up and running currently in third.
That's an amazing reversal of fortune because I think 151 at the start was fourth. Was dead last.
They were way off.
And way off. And whatever they missed, they found because they're ahead now.
So Mottlick is on the inside of the course. The engine or the cockpit hatch is up, so we have to see what's going on with that team. And they were doing exactly what they were trying to do yesterday, which was go out, get an early lead, and check out from the rest of the pack. All right, so if you're interested in our 50-50, we're up over $7,000. You can buy tickets online. Go to englewoodbeachwaterfest.com. The drawing will be later tonight. Staff members of Englewood Beach Waterfest are not allowed to enter, including announcers, right? Yeah. Okay, so. Oh, I can. Okay, I'm taking your money. Got to buy a bunch, he says. All right, so OC Racing, Billy Glick, Joseph Oliverio, bracket class 200. They are running 6 laps today as well. So this should complete lap number 2 of 3, I believe. As we go back to our leaders in factory stock, 151 Express, Matt. And the breeze, you can tell looking at the monitor, the breeze is starting to get these boats a little tiny bit. They're not flying high, but they are getting pushed around. So
yeah, for sure, they are.
If a breeze hits the side, a strong breeze like this hits the side of one of these catamaran boats, it'll actually crab walk it sideways a little bit, and kind of push it down because, again, there's nothing in the boat or nothing in the water to keep the boat going in a straight line. It runs up on that cushion of air like the wing of an airplane. Good run for the Say Less MF team, though.
Really good run.
That is the newest of Taylor Sism's race boats. Is Say Less MF, and 151 Express was the first Taylor Sism factory stock boat when it was built back with 450s. Taylor should be having a baby any day now, right?
I believe she's due in October.
And it's
Could be
October.
pretty quick here.
I don't mean to be weird, but it is October. So we hope her and her husband, Sean, are doing well. Taylor Sism really pioneered this factory stock class, vice president of MTI Powerboats based out of Wentzville, Missouri.
And really the grand dame, even though she's in her 20s, of what was 450R factory stock, which is now factory stock. Taylor was a pioneer in that class, and she deserves a lot of credit for her tenacity and her refusal to quit, you
Yep.
know, when getting criticized for running in circles by herself for a couple of seasons. Turns out that she had the last laugh on that one.
No, it's been a great show. This is a really fun class. Good class to get into. Believe it or not, there's actually a couple of these MTI Canopy pleasure boats. Chad Rutsell, I think, owns one.
Yes,
you could buy that and come out and go racing with it.
I'm really impressed with Chad Rudisil and Rusty Williams in Say Less. I mean, they're coming on. They seem to be gaining. I've got to do a lap split, but I think they're gaining on 151 Express.
Maybe a little bit.
And
Let's
that
talk
boat is, Mike, is sponsored by Rosenbach Freight. And I only say that because Scott Rosenbach is a tremendous customer of Performance Boat Center, where that boat is based. So Scott decided, okay, I'll sponsor a boat, see how that goes. And he actually is partnered in, I believe, both of those boats with the other owners, both of the race boats. So it's a group effort, and I know Performance Boat Center is very, very proud of having the race boats it has. I was just out there a week ago, and Brett Menier, the co-owner of the company, mentioned it. You know, they're really proud of what they're doing, and I think they may be doing something else. But I don't do rumors, so we'll just leave it there.
Lap 4 of 6 in the books for Super Stock, or Factory Stock, sorry. And as we look at the screen, I think OC Racing may have some sort of mechanical issue as they have slowed just exiting the south turn. And they're trying to stay moving. Not sure what's going to go on there. But 151 Express continues to lead in Factory Stock. Sayless MF in second. And I haven't seen – where did Manatee Marine go? I didn't see them come through – or Jackhammer Manatee Marine. I didn't see them go through the
Do you know that we were just talking about Taylor Sism, and now Randy Sism sent me a baby picture of a little baby girl called Pearl.
Congratulations to the Sism family.
Taylor Sism, Randy Sism, Sean Peters, Sherelle Sism, Brenda McCauley, Greg McCall, all y'all. Congratulations. That's a fantastic thing. Really happy for you. She was born on Monday. Randy says everything is good. Sean and Taylor's daughter.
Awesome. Congratulations
Amazing,
to the Sism
Randy.
family.
Congrats.
Yep.
We go back a long ways, Mr. Sism and I. And he's a long, old-time friend.
Yep. And he's got 2 of his boats doing very well here in Englewood.
They are.
Jackhammer Manatee Marine, the only Valor catamaran powerboat out here right now. And when you debut a new boat in a class, it's very complicated. Not complicated. It's hard. There is no data on this boat. They have no baseline to go with. It's not a new hull design, but it's a completely different hull design. It's not an MTI. It's not a Doug Wright. So every race they run, every time they turn a lap in that boat, they're learning something new every single time.
And you caught me off guard when you asked me that. They are built in Dubai. I said the Middle East. I could be a little more precise than that.
Okay. So I didn't know that, but that's another overseas boat then.
Yes, it is.
And Manatee Marine is a dealer for Valor powerboats. I believe there's one up in Maryland.
You are
for sale.
correct.
We talked about Manatee Marine a lot today. You figured they ran 3 separate classes.
I got a ride in their first pleasure cat from Valor. I want to say it was a 36 or 38. And it was literally us and a couple of kind of rough bucket seats riding on the Manatee River and or Palmetto River.
There you go.
Anyway, either way, it was fun. It was a great boat, good ride, and they do good work. Here comes 151 Express again, Mike.
Yep, and you're right. Sayless MF is right there with them, boat number 21.
And I still owe you a split time, so I'll get you that.
It is. I just thought about this. They're running the Performance Boat Center 21 number. That's been Performance Boat Center's number in its Super Cat days and its Super Stock days. So it's interesting to see that on that Sayless MF boat. But the boats match. Their Super Stock boat and Factory Stock both match. As you see, Manatee Marine. Now, a lot of people don't know this. Reese Langheim, driver of Manatee Marine, he actually bought a outboard-powered catamaran from Australia to bring over here to race and debuted that boat in Cocoa Beach, Florida.
That's a scoop because I didn't get that one. Thanks a lot, buddy, for sharing the information.
16, I think it was 17 he did that.
I'll call Reese. Oh, are you talking about the old boat?
The old
Blade?
Huh?
The Blade boat?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was his, and he was with a guy he no longer races with.
Yep. As you see, OC Racing is up and running again. Definitely not running 100% power.
I think Joey LaBadie and Billy Glick are out for a cruise right now. I don't think that they're pushing that boat hard at all.
Nope.
But why should they? You know, they're providing a show for the fans, and I'm glad they're out there.
Man, it is really windy when you look on our monitor. What'd you say?
It's howling.
It's definitely it's windier than it appears, especially on that outside. And it's not wreaking havoc on these cat boats yet, but they're carrying a little bit of bow. Again, these boats are designed like the wing of an airplane. They're designed to lift. They compress air down that tunnel. So all of our catamaran spec class racing, super stock, factory stock, class 1, and super cat have a minimum or a maximum tunnel width. And the reason for that is the wider you make the tunnel, the more air you can compress, the higher the boat will lift, and technically the faster you can go. Look, there's a lot more variables to it than just the tunnel width. But that's one thing they can limit in the classes.
And the problems that happen and the problems occur is that when the pressure on the underside of the tunnel exceeds the pressure on the top of the deck, then the catamaran becomes essentially a wing.
Yep.
But not a wing that you're not going to control. You don't have ailerons or anything like
right.
that. You're just you're just going for a ride, and you will land at some point.
Now, super stocks don't have it, but some tunnel boats have a tunnel tab, which is kind of like an aileron in the back of on the rear of the boat. Imagine a trim tabs on a V-bottom. It's just kind of like a big trim tab that sits over the tunnel. A lot of mixed reviews and opinions about tunnel tabs of what people think of them. And you see them come and go in racing a lot. Some people really enjoy, run them for a couple of years and then take them off and then they put them back on. And, so there's a couple variations or changes, if you would.
They're pretty controversial. A lot of people think they're dangerous. A lot of people think they're not dangerous. It depends on who you speak with.
It's a lot of personal preference. Some guys probably used to running with it. Some guys just don't like it. Like you said, just depends on what they want to do. 151 Express continues to lead in factory stock. They should be getting the white flag lap this time by, and they are. So this will wrap up or be the last lap for factory stock. 151 Express, your leader. And Matt, Sayles MF, they've lost a little bit of ground, I believe, now to our leaders. Not much, a couple of seconds.
But some. They haven't gained any.
But if Rusty and Chad are going to do something, now's got to be the time as white flag is flying for this factory stock race. Jackhammer Manatee Marine off to a great start. Had some sort of an incident in that first turn. Not sure what happened. It definitely caused them to slow for a little while. And then they just kind of fell off the pace and were never able to really pick it back up. Although they had a great start, probably one of the best starts I've seen for them.
Yeah, they did.
As they now will come across the finish line to get their white flag lap for factory stock. Julian Maldonado and Reese Langheim.
They started the season late with that boat. And they haven't, clearly, they don't have the gremlins worked out. They don't have it completely dialed in. They're not even close.
And that's okay. If there's one group that's going to be figured out, it's Manatee Marine. Any boat that Manatee Marine has raced, they've done well with. They are very successful in their super stock days. I mean, remember, Steel was a boat that was run by them. The old Jackhammer was run by them. I mean, they were involved with Mottlick for a while. They were involved with a lot of different teams. And they're very successful. The Maldonados know what they're doing with these outboard power catamarans. I wouldn't say it's like their only specialty, but it's kind of what they're good at doing, and they'll get this thing figured out. Again, it's a boat that's never been raced over here in the States. It's actually a brand new hull, so they just have no information on it. They don't know what props work good or where the weight works good, and every time they run it, it's simple things you would think, but it could be just an easy mistake to make and just be a little bit off on your setup. So look for good things to come from Jackhammer and Manatee Marine. So OC Racing should get the white flag lap this time by as well, as they were running 6 laps. And they haven't been lapped, I don't think. Oh, they might have gone a lap down, though, to the factory stock boats because of whatever happened, slowing them on the south end of the course. Well, now they're spool and nose motored up a little bit, though, Matt.
Showing off now, right? He must have heard me.
Yeah.
All right, Joey. You're making a lot of noise. Okay,
no white flag lap, so they've got 2 more laps to go. Sounded much better, like
he
the
put
roar.
a little bit on it there.
He did. For sure, having some fun. 39-foot Phantom hull. So 151 Express now comes through the south turn one more time. Checkered flag should go up in the air shortly, and barring any infractions inspection-wise, this should give the national championship and world championship to boat number 66. 151 Express started off with a win in Cocoa Beach, Florida, and just ran a really consistent, smart season, and could not go to two more deserving people. Ian Morgan, Nick Imprescia, boat number 66, 151 Express, your winners in factory stock. Give it up for the beautiful green and orange livery.
Absolutely excellent.
There will be some celebrating tonight in the 151 Express pits as Sayles MF, Rusty Williams, Chad Rootsill, they come across the line in second. What a good run for that team. Didn't have a good day yesterday in factory stock. Picked it up today.
Really nice effort. You know, Nick Imprescia, his father was Joey Imprescia, the world-famous throttleman. So Nicky's a legacy. And he lost his father earlier this year. Joey died. So I think all of these victories that he's racked up this season, I think every one of them he looks up and he tears up. And you know what? I interviewed Nick a long time ago, and he said, I don't want to necessarily follow in my father's footsteps, so I want to create my own footsteps. And he's certainly doing it.
They are just two down-to-earth, humble kids, right?
They're great
They
kids.
work for Sean Torrente at STR, and it's always a family affair with them. Their mom and the families are always here hanging out with them. It's just a great organization, a great team, and if they win it, this will be a very well-deserved world championship. And look, I'm not saying they're not going to win it. I just say everything is unofficial
we're not there
until
yet.
it's done.
We're still at that provisional
Right.
sort of part of this broadcast.
These boats will have to meet weight requirement and get tech inspected as well. As here comes Jack Hammer, Manatee Marine, off to a good start at the beginning of this race, but unfortunately, I think they had an incident in the north turn that cost them some speed early on, and they just weren't able to recover. Look forward to things coming for this Valor Hall, as Reese Langheim and Julia Maldonado will come across the line in third today. Mottlick out with within just a few laps of the start of the race with a mechanical issue. And of course, Good Boy Vodka, Go GPS did not make the start after their incident yesterday on the north turn. So we should still have OC Racing out there. They should come by and get the white flag lap the next time by. And that will wrap up this race number 4. We've got one more to go. Big boats coming out next. Class 1, DeFalco and WHM, and Super V. We've got Dart
Just
components.
Got a text. Sorry, Mike.
Oh, you're good?
No, I just got a text message from Scott Rosenbach. He's pretty happy about the Say Less result.
I would think so. Yeah, I mean it's a new team. They literally bought that boat right before St. Pete. The week before St. Pete, they bought that boat, had it rewrapped. It showed up and they ran it. It did great. Oh, I see OC Racing in the middle of the course, so they may be done as well.
Yes, sir.
So that wraps up race number 4. Race number 5 to come, Super V and Class 1 Super V. We're going to have Dart competition engine components and Cortez Cove Fountain Racing, who went out yesterday with a mechanical issue. But let's watch the silhouette here, if we could, of Ian Morgan and Nick Imprescia getting their checkered flag from our start-finish boat, who had to reset their anchor, by the way. I was out there talking to Val in the tent. I said, Val, your finished boat's moved 50 yards to the left. He's like, oh, yeah, look at that.
So you talk about those two guys working for Sean Torrente. I was boating with Stephen Miles over the New Year's holiday, and he was having some troubles with his boat and with engines and the 340X MTI, and Nikki and Ian came down to help him. It was getting dark. Not only did they tell us to go away, they would take care of the boat, but later that night they said, we're going to go have dinner with my folks, Eddie with Ian's folks, called us up and said, hey, we'll bring the boat back tonight, and the boat was at the dock later that evening. Those guys stayed up late into the night to get that boat finished. That's the kind of workers they are.
And that's not the only person they've done that for. There are stories of them doing that all around South Florida at the various events that go on, supporting those customers, and not
Sean,
only of STR, but people that they know and friends, and they want to help. And look, I think they're just two of the friendliest, nicest guys that I've ever met, and couldn't be any happier for them, for George, the entire team. Have just done a great job, and a group that's earned it. As they take the checkered flag here in Englewood, Florida, the 2025 Englewood Beach Waterfest. One more race to go, Matt
One
Trulio,
more, baby.
Class 1, Super V.
You ready to knock off after that?
Yeah, I think we could. We'll get this last one in the books.
Yeah.
As you see Nick and Ian celebrating on the cockpit of that MTI. And they take this boat on poker runs, Matt. I believe they took it on the New Year's Day Fun Run one year.
Did what? I'm sorry.
Nick and Ian take this boat on poker runs.
Oh, they took that boat to, I believe it was a Naples Poker Run last year. I was there. Yeah, I know it was because I was there and that boat was there.
Yep.
And Ian gave me a lecture about not calling him Nick anymore. And I didn't remember that I'd been calling him the wrong name, but I suppose I had. So.
Oh, well.
Anyway, I won't do it again, Ian.
Ian, Morgan, Nick, Impressia, as they will come and celebrate along the beach.
Yeah, there they go.
It'll be a good celebration tonight, guaranteed, for the who I call the Young Guns.
What boat is that? It's a jackhammer.
Looks like it. I call these the Young Guns of the sport, but two gentlemen totally willing to help anybody, bring a professional organization, and look forward to a big future with these guys in factory stock and whatever their endeavors incur in the future. Billy Glick, Joseph Oliverio, they get the checkered flag for bracket class 200, take the win today.
Quick update on Jackhammer. Why it started out great, but it fell off the pace. They had they discovered two broken motor cradles this morning.
Oh.
And they could only fix one.
Okay. Well, that's part of the reason that they're going to that 15-inch midsection is because it's going to have tougher components.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, no, I'm sorry. That's factory stock. Factory stock is not going to a 15-inch mid. That's super
correct.
stock. Right.
We're not.
Tough day for the Jackhammer Manatee Marine as we get Joseph Oliverio and Billy Glick, their checkered flag. All right, so we are going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we will bring you the last and final race of the 2025 APBA Offshore season. That's going to be Super V N Class 1. You're watching the 2025 Englewood Beach Waterfest presented by North Myrtle Beach RV Resort and Dry Dock Marina. Matt Trulio, Mike Iwaski will be back right after this.
Welcome to the ultimate getaway, where adventure meets relaxation at North Myrtle Beach RV Resort and Dry Dock Marina, where every day feels like paradise. Settle in with waterfront camping, enjoy tropical vibes at our tiki bar, and make memories under the sun with us. Launch your waterway adventure by renting one of our pontoon boats or catch a wave on our Flow Rider surf simulator. North Myrtle Beach RV Resort, where camping, boating, and good times flow together. Book your stay today, 843-390-4FUN, or float on over to nmbrvresort.com.
From classic to contemporary, Englewood Glass and Mirror offers a diverse range of window types and styles. Whether you seek functionality or aesthetics, we've got the perfect window for you. Click here to get started.
Hey RV lovers! Welcome to Cabana Bay RV Resort near Boca Grande. This isn't just camping, it's luxury living. Enjoy a sparkling pool and spa, stunning clubhouse, fitness center, pickleball, dog park, laundry, and direct trail access. Own your RV lot from $150,000, or rent a site with brick paver pads, full hookups, and optional private casita. Discover the getaway everyone's talking about. Visit CabanaBayRVResort.com today.
Boat owners, power sports fans, listen up. This is the fuel you've been waiting for. E-Free Street 93 from Fuel One Team is 93 octane, non-ethanol gas with slipstream additive. That means more power, smoother rides, and no ethanol headaches. Keep your engines clean, strong, and ready for anything. Only with Fuel One Team.
Looking for the perfect taste of island life? Start your day or wind it down at Lock and Key Restaurant, home of great food, friendly faces, and the famous pull tab happy hour everybody's talking about. Come for the drinks, stay for the laughs, and enjoy those unbeatable Gulf views. Then slide next door to Sandbar and Tiki Grill, where live music, tropical cocktails, and island-inspired bites set the tone for pure Minnesota Key fun. And don't forget, Magnolia's on the Bay and Minnesota Key Marina will both be reopening soon, bringing even more of what you love to the Key. Minnesota Key Group, located on beautiful Minnesota Key, Florida.
Jason Saris began offshore racing in 1982. That year, he earned his first win driving Sheer Terror. 4 decades later, Jason has captured 7 national and 8 world championships. His experience in racing and marine engineering drives Team Saris Performance Marine, where precision and performance meet. Since 2009, Jason and his son Johnny continue powering success on today's offshore circuit. 40 years of offshore racing experience are applied every day at Team Saris Performance Marine.
Women have no business driving boats. Nobody says it out loud, but in the boating world, that still seems to be the unwritten rule. And we are here to change that. We've teamed up to create a place for women to belong on the water, not just as passengers, but as drivers. The She Drives movement is about confidence at the helm, docking, towing, throttling, and yes, even racing. So, do you dare to drive? Because it's your turn. Follow us at Leanna, River Hotties, and Demon Bikini Race Team. We're just getting started.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. 2025 Englewood Beach Waterfest, presented by North Myrtle Beach RV and Resort. Last race of the day, last race of the weekend, and last race of the 2025 APBA Offshore Series. Class 1 and Super V coming up next. We'll get some formalities out of the way. Got to thank the Waterfest crew, Ray LaBadie, Ralph Owens. Everybody has done such a great job this weekend. Obviously faced plenty of adversity over the past year, recovering from the hurricanes, but went off without a hitch. And congratulations to everybody involved, all the volunteers, security. It takes an army to do this, so thank you very much for your support. Our municipalities, fire, EMS, and police. Guys have done a great job keeping everybody safe and healthy for the weekend. And, of course, our armed forces, Navy, military, Air Force, and Marines. Without them fighting for our freedom, we wouldn't be able to do what we do on the weekends. And, of course, Dave Messick, Unscene Productions, Derek, Spencer, Quinn, everybody who has been helping us with this broadcast this weekend. There's going to be a little sandy, Matt.
It's been a lot of fun.
It has been. And thank you guys very much. Really appreciate the production. Thanks to everybody that's watched online. And, of course, all the fans here on the beach. We do this for you guys. So appreciate every bit of it. One more race to go, Super V and Class 1. Class 1, DeFalco and WHM. Super V will be Dart, Competition Engine Components, and Cortez Cove Fountain Racing. One more to go.
It should be a pretty good battle there. And Cortez Cove Fountain is back today because another team helped him out,
Yep.
with parts, helped him out with work. And that's the key to sportsmanship, and that's what makes this sport great. People help each other. It is truly, they talk about it being a gentleman's sport. I think that they might have something there.
They might. Now, as you can hear and possibly see, the wind has picked up significantly out of the northwest. We're probably blowing at a good 12 to 15 miles an hour, gusting up towards 20. It hasn't pushed the water up. It's not a lot rougher than what it was. It's choppier. And there are whitecaps out across the river, or the Gulf. But it's not, it doesn't, we haven't gotten the swell yet. I think it takes a little while for that to build up and kind of start kicking in. They're not, the waves aren't small by any means, but.
Technical difficulty, thank you.
Yep, we got you squared away. I think the Class 1 boats are going to have a lot to contend with this breeze as they come out of the dogleg and back to this northern turn. They're going to run dead into this wind, and it's pretty gusty. Meanwhile, our V-bottoms, though, should just eat this stuff up.
Yeah, this is V-bottom water for sure.
100%.
They can chew this up. But, you know, they've got to obviously finish. It'll be a good race, I think.
Yep. All right, boats are coming up on plane. Green flag will fly for the final time of the 2025 APBA Offshore Series Class 1 DeFalco WHM. They do the green pin start here, no green flag. When they get to that green buoy, they are racing. Rooster tails are up. Here they come, the big boys of offshore powerboat racing, capable of speeds of 150 miles per hour. And here we go! Class 1 racing, DeFalco and WHM. Another good start for WHM, keeping right up with DeFalco. Billy Moore and Mike Falco in that white, black, and red liveried victory versus Billy Moff and Jay Muller in WHM. As our Super Vs go by, Dart Competition Racing Engine Components in the lead, but
Yes,
Cortez
indeed.
Cove starting to wind it up a little bit.
Well, the last time we saw, we've got Rob Lockyer, who was in the Go GPS Good Boy factory stock hat yesterday. Last time we saw him, he was upside down, although we didn't see him at dinner last night.
We did.
And he is in there with Kirk Brito, who is
jet ski racer, former jet ski racer.
And freestyle. Yeah, he was very accomplished in that sport. True pro.
DeFalco has now taken the lead away by about a rooster tail length from WHM. So Mike and Billy picking up right where they left off. I talked to Billy Moff, who owns WHM, at length this morning. They definitely faced some Guardian issues yesterday, and he said as they went by the start-finish boat, if you watched or were here yesterday, every time they went across the finish line, that boat went into Guardian mode on every single lap. And I told him, I'm like, Billy, I said, the boat looked great, And then it went by and brah, and it would die. And they would have to reset and get going again. So I told Billy I wouldn't say it looked good this time. Probably say it looks pretty bad and hope that works out better for him.
I think he had a little issue in practice on Friday with navigation and ended up in the wrong place, and that happens. Anyway, they needed to tear everything apart and get the sand out of their gear, and now they're back out here. They came out yesterday too.
He told me you cannot do a water pump on these 1100s inside the boat. It's too tight.
No.
You got to pull the motor to do a water pump. So they couldn't get everything that might have been in there out. As we see DeFalco, they head into the dogleg. Dart is leading in Super V, back to DeFalco. Beautiful glare there off the water. I tell you what, they like this water. They're eating it up. I mean, they're not. I figured they would be picking it up and flighting a little bit more than what they are, but they're running pretty flat. Super V, Dart Competition Engine Components leading over Cortez Cove. These guys are definitely not liking the head C as much as they were liking the trailing C. As WHM currently runs in second in Class 1. Class 1 going to run 7 laps today, and Super V going to run 6 laps. And as we talked about a lot yesterday, WHM is not a Class 1 spec-built boat. It's a Supercat spec-built boat. It has a smaller tunnel, a narrower tunnel, so it can't compact the air, but it also only weighed 9,000 pounds, so it had to add weight to meet the rules of Class 1 racing, which is about 12,000 pounds. So they had to add 3,000 pounds of weight, and it's just very hard to do, and to make a boat run the way that it should and as good as it should. When
Just
you've
to
gotta
get
do
it
that type
properly
of thing.
placed in the boat, so you're not
Right.
messing with its center of gravity. The boat's built to handle a certain way at a certain weight with a certain engine package. Now you're throwing in 3,000 pounds of sand or whatever it is you're throwing in. It's substantial.
Look at DeFalco, though. Man, that boat looks good. That's the most air I've seen it get all day, was that little hop right there as it went across the finish line on to lap number 2 of 7 for our Class 1 team. WHM exits the corner.
DeFalco has been putting on a clinic with regular, not adapted Class 1 boats all season.
WHM, Billy did tell me he did put some weight in the front of the boat, actually up towards the 5, so it is running a little bit more bow down than normal. Big bang off the rev limiter there.
About 30 seconds behind DeFalco.
And the conditions, I mean, I just don't think it's going to favor Billy in these conditions. He just can't get that speed he needs to keep up with DeFalco.
I agree with you, 100%, Mike.
He does have a new Class 1 boat being built by Skater up in Douglas, Michigan right now. Did tell me that he doesn't think it's going to be done until probably Key West of 26, which I found to be kind of surprising. But we'll see.
And I should back up my earlier comment because DeFalco hasn't done that many Class 1 races this season. But they've looked good in every one they've been in.
Everyone they've gone to, they have done very, very well. In fact, they won the Monster Energy Triple Crown, the inaugural Monster Energy Triple Crown Series, which took place in New Orleans, then went to Sheboygan and on to St. Petersburg, Florida.
Where they won handily.
They did, yep. Beating the Monster Energy MCon Class 1 team, who also has another boat in production for Class 1. Dart Competition Engine Components continues to lead in Super V. And, Matt, you can really see how much speed they pour on when they get in that trailing sea. These boats really like these conditions. This is old school offshore powerboat racing here at its finest.
And here you're looking at about a 5.5, 6-second difference between those two boats. So they're close. I mean, Cortez Cove is within striking distance.
Yep. And as we've discussed, there's a lot of Mod Vs out there. I mean, Britt Lilly and Kevin Smith own one. I'm not sure
you mean
where.
Super V? Yeah, they're
Super
out
V,
there
yep,
for
Super
sure.
V,
They
yep.
are.
The Hurricane of Awesomeness. I'm not sure where it is. It might still be in North Carolina, or it went back up to Maryland, but they own that one. And there's a couple other fountains out there running. So hopefully, over the coming years, we get this group to come, this class to come back together, because it really was very, very competitive.
You know, Billy Glick, who ran
year,
earlier
Billy Glick,
in OC Racing, he has a boat called Twisted Metal that was a 40-foot fountain that was quite competitive in Super V. And there are other boats out there. Team Farnsworth is out there.
Yep. He's got the old Taboo boat with the surface drives on the transom of it. As we take a look at WHM, currently running second place in Class 1.
I just love how you pull that history, man. It's impressive.
The what?
Taboo boat. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Owned by Bill Mazzoni. His daughter Lisa is somewhere here in the pits. I saw her riding around somewhere. That was one of the only surface drive built fountains of that vintage. That boat came between what was Cortez Cove era, which was like the Rio Roses boat, and then
correct.
like the Instigator era, which was the really cut down fountains. That boat kind of fell in the middle of those. DeFalco completes lap number 3 of 7 as the Super Vs are now exiting the north-south turn, and Dart Competition Engine Components and Cortez Cove still running 1-2 as WHM rolls through the south corner. Billy Moff, Jay Muller. Jay Muller from New Jersey. Billy Moff from Long Island, New York.
They've been together, what, 20-something years? The longer?
What's that?
As teammates? How long?
Yeah, it's got to be, I think, 25 years. Probably pretty close to 25 years. Ever since I've been doing this, he's been with him. And Billy's raced multiple classes in multiple boats. He ran the 850 class, which was old OSS spec days. Then he went to the unlimited class. Oh, Billy has slowed, though. All right, we have slowed. Now we accelerate again. So that was probably a
Guardian issue, perhaps.
Guardian reset, yep. it's really hard to take a motor that's built for pleasure boating, and that's what these twin-turbo Mercuries are. I mean, they were pleasure boat motors, and push them into racing because they're designed in a way to really protect, kind of make the engine idiot-proof, if you would, not be able to hurt it. You've got to get some of those parameters to really change to go offshore powerboat racing because the environment's just so much harsher and different.
It's designed, to keep over-exuberant consumers, pleasure boaters, who might push their boat
a little too
when
hard.
they shouldn't be pushing it, and break the engine and have catastrophic failure. So in that way, Guardian it's an exceptional system. It's really good, but it has limitations in offshore racing.
And the thing about and these quad cam Mercury racing engines really did change the performance boat, go fast catamaran market. I mean,
it completely changed the game.
100%. I mean, look at Sterling, for example. You're building 1,200 horsepower, 93 octane or 110 octane engines that you were getting 20 hours out of, maybe 25 hours out of, where they'd have to get rebuilt. That is if you didn't have a catastrophic failure before and really pushing it. But the design of a turbo and a blower is such that it doesn't force air as much into the engines with a turbo as it does with a blower. Blower is forcing it into the beginning. The turbo is sucking it through the motor, so it doesn't put as much pressure on a lot of the components, and I think it's made a huge difference, along with the outboards.
You're right about the engine. It created a revolution. Here comes call them race-winning brands.
It is race-winning brands or Dart Competition engine components.
So, yeah, Dart Competition Products is under the race-winning brands umbrella, but they're rebadged for this race. And Cortez Cove cut off a couple seconds. Pretty interesting there.
They are trying to catch our other Super V as DeFalco comes by to complete lap number 4 of 7. So we have now passed the halfway point. DeFalco will have to contend with some lap traffic on the other side of this course, or the south end of the course. As
That's
we look
about
around.
to happen. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
That's about to happen.
Yeah, he's catching them very, very quickly. As I haven't seen WHM in a minute. So that usually warrants a stand up and a look of a binocular or two.
That's got to be frustrating.
Yeah, I don't see
if they are in fact going into Guardian every time they get into a certain position, that's super frustrating. They're just trying to finish this race. They're really trying to put on a show for the people here in Englewood Beach. And, and they're, I get my hats off to them, for doing it.
It's tough. It's very, very tough to do. And this boat took a lot of work. Remember, Billy Moore was the one that took this boat and made it from a Super Cat to a Class 1 boat. And it takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of practice and experience. We talked about it yesterday during this race. Look at what Billy Moore and Mike Falco have done with this DeFalco boat, starting from basically zero, right, for lack of better terms, and building this into what it is, and now it's probably the fastest or one of the fastest Class 1 boats out there.
Yeah, they started with a Victory hull, and that was it. They had to gut it, re-rig it, replace every single component in the boat, and re-rig it with completely new power that had never been rigged for in the first place, so the engine compartment, all of it had to be totally redone.
Billy must have pulled off the course because we are looking at our monitor now. We see DeFalco running back towards the dogleg, and we have not seen Billy go through the dogleg or the north part of this course. So I have a feeling that WHM, Billy Moth, Jay Muller might be out of the race as DeFalco goes through the dogleg. And they will start lap number 5 as they go by the finished boat the next time round. Wrapping up racing here for the 2025 Englewood Beach Waterfest, presented by North Myrtle Beach RV Resort and Dry Dock Marina. Been a fantastic weekend here. Got to hang out with tons of great fans, do tons of great things. We'll crown some national champions and some world champions later today over at the Sandbar. Always open to the public, so be sure to come over and cheer on your favorite team.
We've had some
or your least favorite team, whichever you prefer.
Yeah. We've had some lovely fans come up and say hello, and they seem to understand the broadcast. They like it, and it's gratifying to know that we're actually improving their experience at least at some level.
Trying
we have one race to watch right now, Mike.
Yep.
But It looks like it might be getting a little closer. I'm going to time the next split.
I think Cortez Cove might be catching the dart boat. And again, we haven't seen WHM, so I think Billy and Jay are probably out of this race. And remember, they did have some sort of a guardian issue when they came back by the last time, and I don't think they made it to the south end turn or made that bend there on the south end. So I think they might be out. So DeFalco is exiting the turn.
And now DeFalco will, they'll still put on a show for the fans, but they're going to manage the equipment a little bit too. They're going, they're going to the Key West Worlds, with my understanding. So might as well go with a healthy boat.
Yep. Well, and I wonder if he's gotten his engines back that he swapped out in St. Pete.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, they're slowing quite a bit too, but they've got nothing to prove now. Now they can just go out and finish their race. This is lap number 5 of 7, so should have 2 more to go as they go across that finish line. And they are pulling in. I didn't see a checkered flag wave, but they have pulled to the inside of the course.
I think do they have a minimum amount of laps they have to complete?
I don't know, actually. We'll see what our race control.
Okay, look at this race happening right now in front of you.
Score updates. Oh, we've got a Mod V battle on our hands, though.
I don't need to do a split.
No. Dart, about a half a boat length ahead of Cortez Cove, Fountain Racing.
We can do it by visual, yeah. Not even a second, just in case you were wondering.
Well, I think Kirk and Rob really liked going to the inside lane of that turn. Look, turning V-bottoms in these types of conditions is not an easy thing to do because the boats actually slide through the corners, and with this chop on top of it, it really kind of jars the boat going around the corner. You can't really get on top of it as you turn. So something that Cortez Cove did worked for them on the north end of the course for sure.
Well, the throttleman, Rob Lockyer has proven, as he did in Cowes Torquay, one of my UK readers corrected me on my pronunciation, and I appreciate that, Torquay Cowes, that he will run a boat as hard as to its limits. He'll run it until it breaks. Actually, ran one till it rolled the other day, but he will run it hard until the boat will break before he does. He's a tough guy.
Our scorers from our finished boat out there have told us that boat number 18, DeFalco, is out of the race. So Billy and Mike will head back to the pits, I'm guessing. And I haven't really counting laps for Super V. They're only supposed to run 6. I would think that they might get the white flag as they come by this time. And if they do, that means one more lap of the 2025 APBA Offshore season. We kind of get to go into hibernation now. Go back up to the north. Well, I'll go back to the northeast where it's a nor'easter happening this weekend. Ray LaBadie, do you know what a nor'easter storm is? Ray, do you know what a nor'easter storm is? Yeah, no, he didn't know. Nor'easter. Oh, okay. That's what I'm going home to.
Well, we still have the V-bottoms out at the south end of the course.
Ray says, better you than me.
We're talking to Ray LaBadie for a quick second here, and the V-bottom competition is still tight. The Super Vs are pretty much neck and neck. I think the next time we come around, it's going to be that much closer.
Well, let's see if they can do something in the north end of this course. That's where they were to get to the inside, possibly make a move. Remember, this is a skater versus a V-bottom. And we are going to release the butterflies in the Butterfly Garden at 3:45 p.m.
We've got butterflies and an otter that finds dead bodies.
A little tricky with the wind, but we'll figure.
This is exciting stuff, Ray.
We'll figure that out. Entertainment for the children. Did you see the seal? How was he? Was he good? Otters. Sorry.
Oh, the otter. Yeah.
Oh, right. That's what you said. Yeah.
Okay.
The otter that's trained as a rescue animal. So dart competition, engine components is out now to about a 2 rooster tail length lead.
Seems to do better on that leg of the course.
It does. They both like this downwind leg.
They love the downwind
with
leg.
The breeze, yeah.
You're right.
But not sure. Yeah, buddy. We'll find you in a little while. Now, let's see what Cortez Cove does going through this corner. They made up a tremendous amount of ground, maybe drove it just a little bit harder. Again, this is a skater versus a V-bottom. Very few of these skater V-bottoms built. As I mentioned yesterday, Chris Uzi has one.
A handful.
Yeah, if less than a half a dozen for sure.
Yeah.
Of course, there are quite a bit of these fountains out there. This Cortez Cove fountain racing boat matches what Kevin Smith and Britt Lilly own. It's the same hull style.
I actually, when I worked for Powerboat Magazine, got a ride in the first 399 that Skater built, the V-bottom. It was a pleasure boat. First time I went 130 miles an hour in a V-bottom, it was an experience.
There's a lot of those popping up for sale now.
Excuse me?
There's a lot of the 399 V-bottoms popping up for sale now.
Yeah.
They're cool boats for sure. They did a great job with it. But, Skater just realized that we're a cat company and built what they knew how to build and let guys like Outer Limits stick with V-bottoms.
They've consulted with, Cigarette over the years, different V-bottom builders on projects, but Skater is a catamaran company. Always will be. Skater's a catamaran.
Oh, yeah,
company.
100%.
Always will be. And let's see what we have now.
We've got a little bit of a battle in our hand that's definitely doing something. That fountain is trying to do something through that corner. And these boats are giving it all they got. I can promise you that. Nobody is holding back now.
Cortez seems to have lost a little bit of ground.
Not
a lot,
did.
but some.
And we are on lap number 5, so we should get the white flag lap as we come around. Our Class 1 boats are out, both with mechanical issues. And we'll get an update on what happened with those guys later today. And as you guys leave the beach, please remember to take your trash. Don't leave anything on the beach for the turtles later tonight. And they're releasing butterflies in 3 minutes. 3 minutes until butterfly release. If you're so intrigued, you can count down to butterfly
I have a question.
Yes.
Butterflies in this wind.
It'd be a
What
bit
happens?
tricky. It'd be a bit tricky, maybe.
They don't seem super powerful.
I don't think they are, but that's okay.
Okay.
All right, Cortez Cove still giving chase to Dart Competition Engine Components. Matt, looking at the monitor, Cortez Cove caught up.
Yes, they
And
did.
they might be trying to make a move on the inside. Let's see who can run better coming back into the breeze, though. As it kind of looks like the Skater was running better into this very stiff headwind. It's just getting windier and windier by the minute. And Cortez Cove going to be on the inside. Dart Competition Engine Component is going to be on the outside.
From the angle we're seeing right now, it's hard to tell who.
It looks like they're side by side.
It looks like they're side by side, but they're not.
If not, they're very, very close. And this is where Cortez, look, if Cortez is faster through this northern turn, this is where they needed to be. They need to be within striking distance, able to make something happen. Again, this is a spec class as well, so they can go as fast as they need to go, but they will have minimum requirements they need to meet as far as weight and technical specs are concerned. And they are not side by side.
Exactly.
Again, about a rooster tail length and a half behind. I'll give them a rooster tail length behind our leaders. This will be the white flag lap when they exit this north turn and come over the finish line to wrap up this race. But, Matt, look, Cortez is trying to pull them again. Cut the lead to half a rooster tail. And let's see if they can get on the inside.
Oh, it's close.
Matt, they're getting close. They're going to pull up alongside them, I believe. We might have a lead change here in Super V. Yeah. Quite possibly have a lead change. Cortez Cove is going to control the inside lane going through the corner. They can manage it. They can push Dart out as wide as they need to. And I think he's gotten past him now.
I think he's well past him now. A rooster tail length anyway.
So do you think they were setting him up? Do you think that Rob and Kirk were watching what they were doing, finding their lines, planning their move? Because they seemed to make it kind of strategically, if you would. They weren't
They kind of cat and moused him a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, I think.
But I think they knew that they were when they were gonna make their move.
I think so.
I don't think they're just guessing now and going, okay, we don't have much, we don't have much race left. Let's go for it. I think they were planning to do it late like this. It's not over yet.
Nope, it's definitely not over yet. And this is the fastest part of these courses. The fastest part of this course, rather, for Super V is coming up now. And the white flag should be up on our finish boat next time by.
But this is the first time in the race, I think, that Cortez has had
led
the inside on that turn,
Yep.
and they're making the most of it.
Absolutely love these V-bottoms. Tons of histories with the fountains.
Fun to watch, right?
Oh, yeah.
Loud.
And this is, like I said, this is their water right here. This is what they want to eat up. White flag flies. Getting some big air out there now as Dart is giving chase. Matt, let's see if Dart can catch up on this long straightaway. 5-mile course, getting a little bit more air there as we go into our final lap of racing. Thank you to all of our spectators that have joined us on the beach both days. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. Had 2 very different weather days, cloudy today, but had the Florida sun back out.
So now you're Rob Lock, you're Kirk Brito, you're sitting there, you're saying we just overtook, we have the lead, we've got less than a lap to go. Are you nervous?
I mean, I think, yeah.
You're saying please don't break, please don't break. I know Simon Williams, who owns the boat, is saying that. Please don't break.
Yep, that could possibly. And if they don't know where they were faster, they really can't lift out of it because they don't want Dart to get within striking distance at all.
I don't think they can back off for
nope. And Dart is still only a little over a rooster tail length behind. So let's see what shakes out here as they're going to get ready to exit the southern turn for the final time, get back into the dog leg. And this will be the checkered flag when they cross the finish line.
If I were you, I'd look toward the start-finish boat. If Cortez Cove does take the checkered flag, because there's going to be a small explosion of a party, people jumping up and down and celebrating.
It's kind of hard to see with the glare.
I can see it from here.
Okay. You can report on the party. I'll report on the race.
Well, just watch people jumping up and down. I can see the motion.
Cortez Cove does have a pretty established lead over. Ooh, big air there by Dart.
And that didn't help.
Nope, that took a big flyer and definitely slowed them more. Again, when your props leave the water, it's part of racing, but you lose your forward momentum. And that definitely probably didn't treat them well. And Matt, I'm looking at the water behind that boat, and I think the tabs, they're running a lot more tab in the boat now than they were at the beginning of the race, and that shows me possibly that they are getting a little too light. They needed to kind of force that bow down. Anytime you put the tab down, you're just going to be a little bit slower just because they're dragging that little bit of surface. So trim tabs on the back of these boats are like wings of an airplane. If you want to keep the bow down or get the boat level, you get your tabs down. Pleasure boats are used for balancing and such, but race boats, it's just trying to keep that thing level and flying right. But, man, Cortez Cove pulled away.
They both raced yesterday, right?
Cortez Cove did not. They did not complete a lap
They broke
yesterday.
on the first lap, right?
On the first lap, yep.
So I don't know how this pencils out for a world championship.
Well,
I'm not even going to speculate.
No, don't. And maybe Dart knows that. Maybe Dart knows that, hey, we won yesterday. We come in second today. They DNF'd yesterday. Does that it's not a higher points paying today. It's not like double points or anything. So not sure how that would work out. But, of course, if you want to know, you can go to the sandbar around 6 o'clock, and we will do the awards there.
Well, if they go to number of laps completed, that's a problem for Cortez Cove.
Yep.
But I don't know what they do, so we'll find out.
We're not speculating. We're not going to take anything away from the Cortez Cove Marina. They went out and they won today handedly. They were able to get around Dart early. Well, not early, but about halfway through the race.
Even though there's only 2 boats, for me, this was the most entertaining race of the day.
Yep, I think so.
Because of the strategy and how Rob and Kirk
100%.
and Cortez Cove played this just like chess masters. Really well done.
The checkered flag is up and is waving for Cortez Cove Fountain Racing. They take the win in Super V. Nice comeback after their day yesterday. Mechanical issues. I think the police four-wheeler wanted to get in the race there too, but I'm not sure. They take the win in Super V. And Matt Dart just looks flat now. Boat has kind of fallen down into the water a little bit. He might be on one motor. It's hard to tell.
Maybe that last launch knocked something loose. It was really big. But
Yep. This boat's been around for a long time as well. I was thinking about the history with it yesterday. I think it used to be the Rockstar boat back in around 2010, and it went away for a couple of while, and then Bill McComb, the owner, brought it back racing. Well, that wraps up racing for the 2015 Englewood Beach Waterfest, presented by North Myrtle Beach RV and Resort. Cortez Cove Fountain Racing will go over to the owner's boat and collect their checkered flag. That'll be a pretty special moment, I believe, for that team and for that owner. As we see the helicopter do a low flyover there of our finished boat. Thanks to all of the racing staff. A lot of us are from P1. We had Tara out on the finished boat out there. We have Michelle, Stu, Val, Jim. We had Tom Richard, Greg, Steve, Tyler Crockett, our inspectors. Ryan, who is with the Waterfest crew, is actually one of our inspectors at other races, but kind of forewent his inspector duties here to be help put on this fantastic event here on the beautiful west coast of Florida. Thanks to all the Waterfest staff and volunteers. Thanks to our Coast Guard, Fire, EMS. Could not do it without you guys. This is a Coast Guard permitted event, which means we can control this body of water during the weekend. As Cortez Cove will slowly make their way over to the finish line boat. And everybody will start tearing things down and heading home. Matt, it was an honor to get to do this race with you.
Mike,
really enjoyed it. Being
you.
your roommate was fun too.
Thank you for sharing the broadcast.
Of course.
With me. You do this a lot. I don't do this a lot.
We haven't done
I really
this
enjoyed
in
it.
2 years.
Pardon?
I think we haven't done this in 2 years.
No, we haven't. It's been a couple, but
it was the Mark, Mike, and Matt show for a while.
That was a very contentious show.
Then it became the Matt and Mike show. Then it became the Matt and Mike Ken show. Then it became the Ken and Mike show. Then it became the Mike and Mikey show. Now it's back to the Mike and Matt show. There's a lot of movement.
You know what? It is a lot of movement for 3 years?
Yeah. Definitely seems like it. Guys, if you want to keep up on all things performance powerboating, go to speedonthewater.com. Subscribe to their newsletter. You'll get it once a week in their email. Not doing the year in review print this year, but hopefully going to take a pause on that. Very successful publication, but always updating. Eric Colby and Matt Trulio are doing a great job at updating everything that's happening in the powerboat world. So be sure to click that subscribe button to their emails and get their newsletters. And, of course, pick up some Speed on the Water swag. It's good-looking stuff. If you have nothing to do in November, he puts on a great auction down in Key West.
Yeah, it should be fun this year.
There is the checkered flag for Cortez Cove Fountain Racing. Congratulations.
Yeah, they're pretty happy up there. Come on. Look at that. You can see it. It's on the screen.
Kirk Brito and Rob Locklear taking the win in Super V. So as we close out our season, the 2025 APBA Offshore season, Matt, provide us you've covered, you and Eric have covered every event, starting back since Cocoa Beach, leading up to today. Give us your final thought on the year and what to look forward to as we get ready for 26 to start up. Lots of rumors flying around.
Well, the first thing I just want to say quickly is I want to thank Eric Colby, who's our offshore racing editor. He's done a fine job covering this sport for us. I don't think anybody does a better job covering through print. We've got Pete Bowden, our chief photographer, Jeff Helmkamp. All of these guys have contributed to our offshore coverage. I'm lucky. I just get to assemble it.
Yep.
I'm really fortunate. What do I think about heading into 2026? I honestly just want to get through the Key West Worlds before I start thinking about anything. I think we're in a very fragile, difficult time in this sport, and we'll see what happens.
Not in a bad way, but a kind of a volatile state right now. It's kind of
not in what?
Not in a bad way, but kind of in a volatile state. There's nobody knows where any of this is going to go. So
personally, after Key West, I'm going to need a break.
Yeah.
How about you?
Can't say I blame you there. No, I'm ready for a break myself. So looking forward to 2026. 2025 definitely showed a lot of different things to a lot of different people. There were some loyalties that were definitely made between organization and groups. And, I just look from a guy that's done this for over the past couple weeks, I've been trying to figure out how I can count how many races I've announced, but I don't physically think I could do it unless I could see a calendar from every year back to 2000 and probably 2003 or 2004. So I really want everybody to come together. I want everybody to play in the same sandbox together. You've got great race sites that suffered this year because you couldn't get, because of the division that happened in the off season. And I would just like everybody to come back together, play in the same sandbox together, and make offshore powerboat racing great again.
Well, there was only one decision to make from the media side, and it's very simple.
Yep.
You cover everything. You don't follow the politics. You cover everything. You don't throw a favorite in there. It's just it's irresponsible, and it does nobody any good. It's just a bad thing. So
you're exactly
I'm glad
right.
we did what we did and went the way we went.
Yep.
I'm hoping things are smoother next year. Whatever that takes, I have no idea.
No. Nobody does at this point. Thanks to Ray LaBadie, Ralph, the entire Waterfest crew. You guys did a fantastic job. The event was awesome. Pit Village was awesome. Thanks to Dave Messick, to Quinn, to Spencer, his entire staff from Unscene Productions making the trip all the way down. Maeve, Simona, Jeff, and Darren. There we go. Maeve, Simona, Jeff, and Darren. Made the trip all the way down from Ocean City, Maryland. Unscene production for all your video producing needs. He did a great job. Matt Trulio, Mike Iwaski for the final time, signing off the 2025 APBA Offshore Racing Series, wrapping up the 2025 Englewood Waterfest World Championship. I am Mike Iwaski for Matt Trulio. Good day, and have a good winter.
Thank you for watching.
Welcome to the ultimate getaway, where adventure meets relaxation at North Myrtle Beach, RV Resort, and Dry Dock Marina, where every day feels like paradise. Settle in with waterfront camping, enjoy tropical vibes at our tiki bar, and make memories under the sun with us. Launch your waterway adventure by renting one of our pontoon boats or catch a wave on our Flow Rider surf simulator. North Myrtle Beach RV Resort, where camping, boating, and good times flow together. Book your stay today, 843-390-4FUN, or float on over to nmbRVresort.com.
From classic to contemporary, Englewood Glass and Mirror offers a diverse range of window types and styles. Whether you seek functionality or aesthetics, we've got the perfect window for you. Click here to get started.
Hey RV lovers! Welcome to Cabana Bay RV Resort near Boca Grande. This isn't just camping, it's luxury living. Enjoy a sparkling pool and spa, stunning clubhouse, fitness center, pickleball, dog park, laundry, and direct trail access. Own your RV lot from $150,000, or rent a site with brick paver pads, full hookups, and optional private casita. Discover the getaway everyone's talking about. Visit CabanaBayRVResort.com today.
Boat owners, power sports fans, listen up. This is the fuel you've been waiting for. E-Free Street 93 from Fuel One Team is 93 octane, non-ethanol gas with slipstream additive. That means more power, smoother rides, and no ethanol headaches. Keep your engines clean, strong, and ready for anything. Only with Fuel One Team.
Looking for the perfect taste of island life? Start your day or wind it down at Lock and Key Restaurant, home of great food, friendly faces, and the famous pull tab happy hour everybody's talking about. Come for the drinks, stay for the laughs, and enjoy those unbeatable Gulf views. Then slide next door to Sandbar and Tiki Grill, where live music, tropical cocktails, and island-inspired bites set the tone for pure Minnesota Key fun. And don't forget, Magnolia's on the Bay and Minnesota Key Marina will both be reopening soon, bringing even more of what you love to the Key. Minnesota Key Group, located on beautiful Minnesota Key, Florida.
Jason Saris began offshore racing in 1982. That year, he earned his first win driving Sheer Terror. 4 decades later, Jason has captured 7 national and 8 world championships. His experience in racing and marine engineering drives Team Saris Performance Marine, where precision and performance meet. Since 2009, Jason and his son Johnny continue powering success on today's offshore circuit. 40 years of offshore racing experience are applied every day at Team Saris Performance Marine.
Women have no business driving boats. Nobody says it out loud, but in the boating world, that still seems to be the unwritten rule. And we are here to change that. We've teamed up to create a place for women to belong on the water, not just as passengers, but as drivers. The She Drives movement is about confidence at the helm, docking, towing, throttling, and yes, even racing. So, do you dare to drive? Because it's your turn. Follow us at Leanna, River Hotties, and Demon Bikini Race Team. We're just getting started.